1-2.
1-2.
Good.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John Euliano Park here on the campus of UCF in Orlando, Florida. The UCF Knights look for the sweep this afternoon, taking on the Bryant Bulldogs. A 4-2 win last night. Matt Prevesk with a big hit in the 8th inning to give the Knights a 4-2 lead that they would hang on to in a battle of two pretty solid black and gold teams on this second weekend of the season. My name's Evan Weston. Thanks so much for joining me today alongside Stephen Branca. And Stephen, this Bryant team has showed really well in just their second weekend of competition on the road down from the Northeast, but UCF's had enough to get it done over the first two games of this series.
Yeah, they handle the bats really well. They pitch really well out of the bullpen. Those bullpen arms have come out and they've competed like crazy against this really good UCF lineup. And so I'll tell you what, every team that I have seen takes on the persona of the head coach or the manager, and Ryan Klosterman is one of those scrappy type of coaches, and their team plays exactly like that.
Get you the starting lineup for Bryant, 1-3 in their 6th year under head coach Ryan Klosterman. Zach Zions, their top overall player, the shortstop, hitting in the leadoff spot. Gavin Noriega bats second, the designated hitter. It's Pat D'Amico in the 3-hole at first. Brandon Durant, who's been exceptional in this series, the cleanup hitter at catcher. Gavin Gregor in center field is 5th. Elliot Medlock at second base batting 6th. Charlie Saul is 7th in right. Matt D'Amato in left is 8th. Shea Grady is 9th at third. For UCF on the bump, Grant Siegel, the redshirt junior right-hander, enrolled last January. UCF couldn't get him eligible for last spring, so he had to sit out a year. He has come in firing to start his first year officially eligible to pitch for the Knights. Guy with a really electric mix of pitches who threw five two-hit innings last weekend against Siena, Stephen.
Yeah, mixes really well. He's got a sinker and slider that are his primary pitches. He'll mix in the cutter and the changeup as well. A 4-pitch mix, and he likes to throw them in any count. He's a guy that has confidence in all 4 pitches and has great command in all 4 of those pitches, and it was really beneficial his first outing. He kept hitters off balance the entire time he was out there, and it gave UCF a great chance at winning the ballgame.
UCF defensively has Dylan King behind the plate. Infield left to right will be Braden Calise at third, Antonio Jimenez at shortstop. Edian Espinal getting his second start of the year at second after a walk-off hit the other night. And over at first is Lex Bodecker. In outfield left to right, Chase Cruson, Diamez Ross, and Andrew Williamson. Matt Prevesk back in the lineup today as a designated hitter. Kendry Maduro getting the day off today, the regular third baseman for the Knights. Our umpire today is Matthew Schaefer behind home plate. Mayhew Edwards over at first. A.J. Lostaglio is at second. And Kelvin Boltron over at third. All right, Zach Zions is making his way up to the plate. Grant Siegel is ready to go. Just about time for first pitch here from on just an absolutely brilliant day. About 72 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Got a good crowd filling in here. Got basketball coming up at 4 o'clock today, too, so a nice full day of UCF athletics on tap. Zion standing in. Off to a slow start, 3 out of 14, but had an incredible season last year where he hit .369 with an OPS of 1074 leading off. Makes the first pitch down for ball 1, and we are underway.
Yeah, fastball. Sinker down in the zone at 90 miles an hour. You'll see it up to 92 from Siegel. It's not going to blow you away in the mid-90s, but he'll get it up there a little bit.
Second pitch fouled off on the outer half towards the left side, and Siegel's got his first strike of the afternoon.
Yeah, the sinker from Siegel. That one started on the outer third and just kept breaking away from Zion's almost off the plate, and he's able to fight it off, but a really good pitch.
Siegel throw out of the stretch. It's a 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
It's there with 91 on the inside part. Mixing on both sides of the plate so far.
Trying to keep these hitters off balance. Spins the ball well. It's in his third school, Grant Siegel. Kicks for a 2-1. That one just below the knees. 3 balls and a strike. Everything down so far from Siegel. Zion's a selective hitter. Between walks and hit by pitches, he had more of those together than he did strikeouts a season ago. 3-1, big cut and a miss, trying to drive that pitch on the outer half, and it's a full count to Zions.
Yeah, good fastball at 91 on the corner. Get Zions to swing through it for strike 2. Get himself a full count here.
3-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. Siegel comes back from 3-1 to strike out Zions for the first out.
There it is again, the same sinker on the corner at 92. It's well located in a great spot, and Zion swings right over the top of it for strike 3. Great job by Grant Siegel coming back that at bat to strike out for the first out in the inning.
That'll bring up the other big bat at the top of this Bryant lineup, and Gavin Noriega. Noriega, the designated hitter today, pops the first pitch sky high in the infield. And over at third, Calise comes in to claim it. 2 away.
He goes with the slider there. He catches a lot of plate, but first pitch slider, Noriega being aggressive, ambushes, and pops that one up to third base. Easy pop-up for Calise for the second out.
That'll bring up Pat D'Amico. Grad transfer coming in from Seton Hall in New Jersey. Off to a good start as a Bulldog, 5 out of 16 with a home run. Right-hand batter standing in against Siegel, who's retired the first 2 here in the top of the first inning. First pitch of the at-bat, breaking ball outside for ball 1.
Yeah, slider away, misses bad. Started close to the outside corner and breaks its way off into the left-handed batter's box.
Quickly to it, the 1-0. That one smacked out towards shortstop. Jimenez with a diving stop, up and throwing on a hop in time. Side retired. Antonio Jimenez with a highlight reel play, and a nice pick by Bodecker at first as Bryant goes down in order.
Full extension on that diving play up the middle, and then fires a long hop to Bodecker on the other end to pick it up to complete the out and get the Knights in the dugout ready to start hitting.
1-2-3 in the top of the first go the Bulldogs. It's Bryant nothing, and UCF coming up here on UCF YouTube Live. UCF coming up in a scoreless game in the bottom of the first. Diamez Ross, center fielder for the Knights, batting left. And it's the left-hander Clay Robbins for Bryant. In his first start at the Division I level, he's pitched the last 3 years in Division III at Southern Maine. Was second-team all-conference last season. His first pitch to Ross is bounced right back to the left side. Charging at third and making the throw in time is Grady, Shea Grady over at third base. So Ross retired on the first pitch.
Yeah, first pitch fastball in the outer third. 88 miles an hour, but got on Ross a little bit there. Chops it to third base, and Grady's able to make the play.
Get you the UCF order. After Ross, it's Braden Calise who steps up now at third. Williamson in right is the 3-hitter. Lex Bodecker at first cleaning up. Edion Espinal at second, bats fifth. Preves the DH in the 6th spot. As the first pitch comes into Calise. Fastball on the inside corner called for a strike. Cruson in left is 7th. Antonio Jimenez is shortstop 8th. And Dylan King batting 9th and catching for UCF. Robbins kicks and fires the 0-1. That one skitters into Calise's foot. It's a hit by pitch.
That's the curveball there. Kind of gets away from him a little bit and hits off the foot of Calise for a hit by pitch.
So the Knights have the game's first base runner as Andrew Williamson steps up. Calise on again. He came into the game with a .645 on base percentage through the first 6 games of the year. That's his second hit by pitch of the season. We'll bring up Williamson, who's 8 out of 27 with a home run. Left-hand batter facing the southpaw Robbins. Comes to the plate, and the curveball misses inside. A little bit high as well. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, you talked about Calise and his on-base percentage. That on-base percentage was after going 1 for 4 last night and only getting on base once. He was in mid-700s before last night.
1-0 misses away. 2 balls and no strikes to Williamson. Probably not fair to expect Calise to keep that in the 600s for the entire season, but the 400s seems very possible the way that he has started this year.
Very, very disciplined hitter.
8 walks through his first 6 games. Robbins a little toss over to first. Defensively for Bryant, Duran, the catcher, having a phenomenal series. Infield left to right is Grady, Zions, Medlock, and D'Amico. The outfield left to right, D'Amato, Gregor, and Saul. 2-0 to Williamson, the pitch. Soft stuff, down and away, 3-0.
That's a slider there. It's a little bit harder than the curveball, but misses off the plate away to the left-handed hitting Andrew Williamson.
3-0 pitch. Ball 4 upstairs. So after the hit by pitch, a 4-pitch walk to Williamson. The Knights in business here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, sometimes when guys get on base, they get out of rhythm a little bit. You know, he pumped in a first pitch strike to Diamez Ross to start the game, and next thing you know, command gets a little weary here. See if he can get locked back in with Bodecker.
Bodecker 6 for 22, but 4 of those 6 hits have been for extra bases. That's prodigious power from the left side. Rich Wallace letting his left-hand batter see a southpaw here at the top of the order. And Bodecker takes ball 1 away once again from Robbins, who's struggling to spot his stuff here in the bottom of the first. And already we're going to see a visit from the Bryant pitching coach, Tim Cronin. Going to have a chat with Robbins and the catcher Durand.
Well, you talked about Coach Wallace allowing his left-handed hitters to face a lefty. You got a guy up there right now that heading into last night was hitting, I think, .325 against left-handed pitching already this season, and last year hit about .350 against left-handed pitching. Lex Bodecker does such a great job as a left-handed hitter using the opposite field gap. He'll use the left center gap with the best of them off these lefties. He's not a type of guy that's trying to pull them. He knows how he's going to get pitched against them, and he uses the other side of the field extremely well.
Yeah, those reverse platoon split guys, or even guys with pretty even splits, always such a weapon for a manager to be able to deploy. Robbins good to go. Bodecker standing in, 1-0. 2 on, 1 out, no score, bottom of the first. Breaking ball hits the inside corner for strike 1.
There's a slider there that starts at Bodecker and ends up just coming back to catch the corner for strike 1.
If it did at all.
Yeah.
It's very close. Knights trying to pounce on the early wildness of Robbins. 1-1 pitch. That one a little off the plate. Outside, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, slider there, starts outer third, ends up off the plate away.
Haven't seen a fastball in a while from Robbins.
Well, he's going to go left on left slider quite a bit.
Looks back at second. Another glance at Calise, and a third. Now he comes home, And Bodecker hits a double play ball to second. The throw to second one, the turn in time for the double play. Side retired. 4-6-3. Turn by the Bryant infield, and the UCF opportunity comes to an anticlimactic end. No runs, no hits, no errors, a man left. The end of one, it's UCF nothing, Bryant nothing. You're listening to UCF YouTube Live. Grant Siegel threw a 1-2-3 top of the first with an assist from a spectacular play at shortstop from Antonio Jimenez. Now the Knights will face 4, 5, and 6 in the Bryant order. Duran, Greger, and Medlock due up against Siegel. No score, top of the second. Beautiful day at John Euliano Park. Evan Weston, Stephen Branca with you. Appreciate you listening along with us as the Knights look to sweep the series and start the season 7-0 for the second year in a row. Durand has been almost impossible to get out. 7 for 14 with 3 home runs through his first 4 games. First pitch from Siegel to the right-hand batter is downstairs for ball 1.
Goes changeup down right there, trying to mix first pitch. See if he can catch Durand out in front and get him to roll over.
I don't know that Durand is going to see a whole lot of fastballs the way that he is off. Well, there's one on the outside corner at 91. Ball and a strike. Durand looking like he was going to spit on that pitch the whole way.
Well, after seeing a changeup and 91-mile-an-hour fastball in the corner, probably looks like 97.
Siegel pitching with his hands at his belt. The leg kick, the 1-1. That bounces in front of the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
He spiked another changeup there, missing down. Doesn't have the right release point on it just yet. Got to get feel for it and get that thing up a little bit.
Knights shaded to the left in the infield. Bodecker playing well off the line at first. Calise guarding the line up at third. 2-1 pitch. Fastball up and away. 3 balls and a strike to Durand. On the first inning, Siegel came back from a 3-1 count to the leadoff guy, struck out Zach Zions. Trying to do the same here with Durand. And he missed inside on 3-1 with a fastball, and Durand draws a leadoff walk.
Yeah, just misses there with the sinker. Tries to sneak one in under the hands. Just a little too far inside.
That'll bring up Gavin Greger, .252 hitter last year. Not much power, but a guy with terrific speed. He led Bryant with 14 stolen bases in 55 games. It's 3 out of 15 to start this season. King calling out the defensive assignments from behind the plate. Calise guarding against the bunt, in on the grass at third. Middle infield at double play depth as Siegel gets back to the belt. Here's the first pitch. Swinging away. That ball driven into left field for a base hit. Duran stops at second as Cruzen throws it in, and a leadoff single for Gavin Greger, or a first pitch single, I should say. It's first and second, nobody out for the Bulldogs.
It's not the first time we've seen Gavin Greger in this series slash. Squares around a bunt there, pulls it back, and smashes the ball through the left side of the infield. Really great at handling the bat, and he's got something going here for the Bryant Bulldogs.
That'll bring up Medlock, true freshman, getting just his second start. He went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in his first game as a college player. And what an opportunity for him here. Calise again in on the grass at third. Bodecker right behind the grass, well off the line at first. There's the bunt. It's a beauty up the third base line, barehanded by Calise. He throws over to first for the out, but Medlock does his job, and Bryant has second and third with 1 out here in the second.
That was a self-defense bunt. That pitch would have hit him if he didn't put the barrel on it. It was self-defense, but a great job by Medlock to be able to get the barrel to it and put it right down the third baseline. It was a perfect bunt.
They couldn't have done it much better.
Couldn't have rolled it better.
A nice play by Calise to
absolutely
barehand that. There was no chance that was going foul. Here's Charlie Saul, a sophomore right fielder, 2 out of 13 to start the season. Just needs to basically put this in play. The middle infield is back for UCF, conceding a run on a ground ball. First pitch hit in the air. Should be deep enough to get the run in. Over in center to claim it is Ross, and the throw going to third as both runners move up. Duran crosses the plate for the sacrifice fly, and Greger in safely at third base. It's 1-0 Bryant.
That's a great team at bat right there. Your goal with runner on third, less than 2 outs, is to try to make the center fielder go back and get yourself that sac fly. He does just that and also advances the runner to third base, giving the next guy up here, Matt D'Amato, a chance to drive in another run.
D'Amato, a senior, 2 out of 11. It's a grad transfer. Roger Williams is from Midland Park, New Jersey, a small town near the New York City line. Bergen Catholic High School, big baseball power in New Jersey. Out of the stretch. The 0-1 is down and away, and a good block by King to keep the speedy Greger at third. He's dancing down that line, trying to get in Grant Siegel's head. That right there, the first run allowed by Siegel as a Knight. He threw 5 shutout innings against Siena last Sunday. Well, that's why you don't walk the leadoff batter.
Leadoff walks tend to score at a high rate.
1-1 to D'Amato. Siegel back to the belt. Has the sign. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Big cut and a miss. Nice looking fastball in the inner half there by Siegel, and it's 1-2.
It looked like the cutter. It looked like it started on the inner third and kind of worked its way behind D'Amato a little bit. Really good pitch at 90 miles an hour.
Siegel trying to limit the damage to the 1 run. Kicks and fires. Fouled off towards the backstop. We'll do another 1-2. Greger getting almost halfway down the line on the pitch there. Calise now cheating up a little bit to defend against that. Siegel gets the hands together. 1-2 pitch. Little tapper out towards first. Bodecker waits on it. Siegel covers the bag in time. Side retired. But Bryant gets a run on a hit and a walk. No errors. They leave a man. It's the Bulldogs 1, the Knights nothing as we head to the bottom of the second here in Orlando. Bottom of the second here at John Euliano Park. The Knights will look to respond after coughing up a run in the top of the second. It'll be Espinal, Prevesk, and Cruson to face the lefty Clay Robbins, who dealt with a little wildness but got a double play out of Lex Bodecker. Has to get a fresh pitch comm from Tim Cronin as he heads back to the bump. Espinal getting his second start. Certainly earning it. 4 for 6. He's been on base 7 of the 9 times he's come to the plate as a Knight. Certainly not a bad way to get your season started.
Especially with a game-winning hit being one of those.
Junior coming up from the JUCO level at Chipola College, originally out of Canovanas, Puerto Rico. Robbins from the windup, first pitch. Espinal squares to bunt and takes a strike. Right down the middle, 0-1.
Yeah, it's a change-up first pitch there. Starting off Espinal, trying to catch him off guard a little bit, see if he'll roll over, but he lays off it.
Espinal cuts and waves at a breaking ball down in the zone, 0-2.
This is the first at-bat we're seeing Espinal from the right side. Every other time he's a switch hitter. Every other time he's been facing righties and been able to hit left-handed.
One of only 2 switch hitters on the roster for UCF. 0-2, cued foul out towards the right side and over the seats. The other is Eric Almonte, another JUCO transfer. Espinal will get another 0-2. Robbins the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Another changeup. That one starts on the outer third, works its way off the plate, fading away from Espinal, and he swings right through it for strike 3.
Changeup, such an effective pitch for a lefty against right-hand hitters.
Absolutely.
And exactly what Robbins wanted to do there, and starting to settle in now with his first strikeout. Here's Prevesk, who's been the man to start the year, basically forcing his way into the lineup, despite not really having a place to play. He's the DH in this game. 7 out of 18 with 2 home runs and 10 RBI. First pitch was high, second pitch is down, and just like that, it's 2-0.
And he's also been another one of these left-handed hitters who's been incredible against left-handed pitching his time at UCF.
Prevesk looking to keep the good times rolling. The 2-0 pitch waves at a breaking ball. It was probably ball 3. Instead, it is 2-1.
It's definitely ball 3. That thing was 6 to 8 inches off the plate when it crossed the dish.
Robbins working quickly. 2-1 offering is roped foul into the screen. Down the right-hand side, 2-2. Prevesk was all over that one.
Yeah, it was a changeup, so he was looking heater, gets a changeup, and just hooks it way foul.
Robbins battling back to 2-2. Winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Another slider down and away. And Prevesk fans back-to-back strikeouts for Robbins, with Bryant leading 1-0 here in the second.
Clay Robbins is starting to settle in and feel himself a little bit here. Great pitch. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Gets Prevesk to chase. Prevesk way ahead in that at bat to start, and Robbins works his way all the way back for strike 3.
Looking like a real find for Ryan Klosterman out of Southern Maine. Here's Cruson. Chase takes on the inside corner. Fastball at 88, 0-1.
Fastball top of the zone for strike 1. Cruson looked like he was expecting off speed.
Robbins firing with 18 seconds on the pitch clock. Misses high with a curveball.
There's nothing better, especially on defense, for them. If a guy has tempo, just keeps things rolling, pounding the zone, it just keeps you in the ball game.
1-1. Another slider. That pitch is dialed in right now, and it's 1-2.
I expect he goes back to it here. That one right on the outside corner gets Cruson to swing over it.
Grip it and rip it. Clay Robbins looking for a clean second inning. The 1-2. Way up and in, and he hit him. Lost control of that slider. You're right, he went back to it, but it was nowhere near where he wanted it, and Cruson is aboard with 2 out.
Yeah, tries to go slider, backs up on him, ends up riding in to the left-handed hitting Cruson right in the shoulder for a hit by pitch.
That'll bring up Jimenez, who made a spectacular play at shortstop in the top of the first inning for UCF. Done well for himself at the plate so far this year, too. He's 5 out of 20, but he's got 5 walks to go along with it. Sets him up with a .423 on-base percentage. Started every game. First pitch to the sophomore is off the plate for ball 1.
Had a laser shot for a home run last night here. 106 off the bat, driven in the left center gap for a solo shot. Got things going for UCF.
Jimenez was at Miami last year. Davie, Florida native. 1-0. That one off the plate as well, a little bit down. And it's 2-1, or 2-0, pardon.
Yeah, Robbins mixes that changeup quite a bit to these right-handed hitters, and that was it right there, missed down.
Cruson, the Duke transfer, on at first with 2 out. UCF trailing 1-0. There goes Cruson. Pitch is high. The throw down is in time. Side retired. Not a great pitch to run on, and Cruson is now 0 for 2 as the Knight trying to steal bases, and that'll end the inning. Well, the Knights
really
run themselves. Yeah, it was a good throw by Duran. He's having himself a heck of a series. Knights run themselves out of the second. 1-0 Bryant headed to the third. Start of the third here at UCF. The Knights trailing Bryant 1-0. A sacrifice fly for true freshman, for the sophomore Charlie Saul, getting Bryant on the board in the top of the second. 9-1-2 due up for the Bulldogs here in the third. Shea Grady, Zach Zions, and Gavin Noriega. Grady, the sophomore third baseman, it's his second start in Bryant's 5th game. First pitch from Siegel is down and a little bit in as well. It's ball 1. Grady 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch in his first game of the year. This pitch is golfed out towards right center. Long run in the gap for Williamson. He can't get there. Looked like he knocked it down, but Grady's going to stand at second with a double.
A long way to go out there for Andrew Williamson. That ball smashed in the right center gap, splits the 2 outfielders perfectly. Fading a little bit toward Williamson and right, he's able to knock it down. Like you said, it looked like it hit off the end of his glove as he was on a full sprint. But Grady is standing up at second base with an easy double.
A chance here for Bryant to tack onto their lead to get their 2 best players to the plate. With a runner in scoring position and nobody out. Zion struck out swinging at the start of the game, 0 for 1. Just 3 for 15 to begin the season after hitting .369 a year ago. Siegel's first offering. is bunted down the third base line. Long run for Calise. The barehand throw is in time by half a step as Grady goes over to third. So Klosterman sacrifices one of his best hitters. UCF probably take that trade, I would think.
Well, it's the win-win for Zach Zions, right? It's either a hit down the line and you got first and third, or he moves as a runner over to third base and gets a sacrifice out of it. I mean, it's a win-win for him. And so that was the play there. It was a bunt for a hit, but Calise makes a heck of a barehanded play to get the out at first.
It's the second one of those he's made in this game. Here's Noriega, who popped to third on the first pitch last time. 5 out of 17 to start the year. Grady on third with 1 out. Bryant leading 1-0 as the first pitch is fouled softly to the backstop, 0-1. Noriega hit .330 with 18 home runs in 56 games last year. Slugged .670 in the 2 spot for Bryant. Best all-around hitter on this Bulldogs roster. Now in his senior season, the left-hand batter gets an 0-1 and waves through a breaking ball, 0-2.
Yeah, change-up. That's exactly what they do last at-bat, too. They got a change-up first pitch, and he popped it up to Calise at third base.
Strikeout would be huge here for Siegel. He's got an 0-2 pitch. Grady a few steps off the third, infield all the way back. The 0-2. That misses just outside, well, a little more than just outside.
Well, they tried to get Chase on a fastball away. It's a sinker that starts on the outside corner and works its way off the plate quite a bit because he's got so much movement on it, but he's trying to get Chase there.
Siegel back to the stretch, a glance at third, now the 1-2. Little bouncer out towards second, that'll get the run in. Espinal charging, had a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but well in time to get Noriega. But Grady crosses the plate, and it's 2-0 Bryant.
It's a great at-bat by Noriega. Gets behind with 2 strikes, knows all he has to do is put a ball up the middle, and does just that. Grounds the ball to second base, gets himself the RBI.
So the Bulldogs capitalize on the leadoff double. Trying to hand UCF their first loss of 2025. The Knights 6-0 to start the year. Here's D'Amico, who probably feels he should have singled back in the first inning. Robbed of it by a terrific play by Jimenez at short for the 6-3 putout. First pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1.
Something if you talk to Coach Rich Wallace about this defense and how well they've played. They're not just playing clean defense. They're also taking hits away from the other team, and you saw that with the play that Antonio Jimenez made up the middle.
This ball ripped straight at Jimenez, who snags a 105-mile-an-hour liner to retire the side. Well, tough luck for D'Amico, but Bryant gets a run on a hit. No errors, none left. Middle of the third here in Orlando. It's Bryant 2 and UCF nothing. Clay Robbins throws about 5 warm-up tosses. He's ready to go. He's got a 2-0 lead as we start the bottom of the third. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Knights. Antonio Jimenez was at the plate when Chase Cruson was caught stealing to end the bottom of the second. Bulldogs have scored a run in the top of each of these past 2 innings. Get themselves an early edge here at John Euliano Park. Beautiful day for it. So excited to be with you. Evan Weston, Stephen Branca on the call here on the UCF YouTube Live. Appreciate everybody listening along with us. Jimenez will get another crack at Robbins here. Senior lefty delivers and gets a cut and a miss, tipped into the mitt of the catcher Durand, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, sinker away. Starts on the outside corner, works its way off a little bit.
Robbins right back to it, 0-1. That's down and in for a ball. Robbins is getting these pitches off with generally 15, 16 seconds left on the pitch clock. Here he goes in again. 1-1, cut on and missed.
When you have tempo like this, you put pressure on hitters. If you have tempo and you could throw strikes, you pound the zone, you'll put pressure on the hitters and you'll take the game to them, and you'll have some success.
1-2 now to Antonio. Here's the pitch. That one misses, down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Been a lot of slider changeup for Robbins so far. He's kept the Knights off balance successfully. Here's a 2-2. And Jimenez stays alive, gets a piece of the slider down and in.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of slider, a lot of changeup, especially the changeup to the righties. It's a pitch that's going to fade away from, look like a fastball out of the hand, but takes about 7 miles an hour off of it.
2-2 offering. That one's up and away.
And then a ton of breaking balls to the left-handed hitters. They're seeing a lot of the slider.
Jimenez has worked the count full. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Down and in, ball 4. And Jimenez works a pretty good at bat there, coming back from 1-2 to draw a leadoff walk.
Yeah, another off speed there. Looked like a changeup again. He misses. Ball 4 here. We'll see if the UCF Knights put any kind of play on here, maybe a bunt with the 9-hole hitter of Dylan King coming up to bat.
King has been in a timeshare behind the plate to start the year. This is his 4th start out of UCF's 7 games. He's done well for himself, 3 for 9 with a home run. He's been on base about half the time. Jimenez with good speed, already 2 stolen bases this season on at first. Robbins a glance over at him. Now he comes home with the first pitch. It's a fastball. It is inside. It's 1-0 to King. Robbins has not allowed a hit yet, but he's walked 2 and hit 2 batters. A double play and a caught stealing have helped him prevent any damage. 1-0 pitch. King takes a strike on the inner half.
Another fastball there right on the corner. Just missed with the last one. Gets this one in the zone to even up the count.
Jimenez being held on. Grady in on the grass at third or close to it as the throw comes over at Antonio Jimenez. King looking to turn the lineup over here. Runner aboard with nobody out. Bottom of the third. Knights trailing 2-0. Robbins delivers. And it's a breaking ball in for a strike. Looks like the slider again. It's 1-2.
That's at the top of the zone. Might have been a little up. King didn't like it. Robbins very happy with it.
Trackman did say it was high. But called a strike by Schaefer behind the plate. It's 1-2. Here's the pitch. That one poked out towards left center. It's a easy enough play in center field for Gregor, and there's the first out. That ball just kind of floated up there and allowed Gavin Gregor to saunter on under it. That'll bring up Ross with 1 away.
Well, another breaking ball to a left-handed hitter from Robbins, and he gets King to be way out in front of it and flare it out into left center. Gregor easily makes his way over and makes the play.
Diamez Ross bounced to third on the first pitch he saw in the bottom of the first inning. Grady really in on the grass at third to face Ross. Here's the first pitch. Fastball comes up and in for ball 1.
Don't be surprised if you see a bunt attempt the first base side here. Ross loves to try to bunt for a hit past the first base or past the pitcher on the first base side. With the lefty, too, he'll be falling off toward the third baseline.
Robbins tosses over at Jimenez, who's back in standing. Runner on first, one out, bottom three. UCF trailing 2-0. 1-0 count to Diamez Ross. Jimenez dancing off of first. Robbins will throw back over at him. Well, the tempo of Robbins has certainly been interrupted by the base runner.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on a guy at first. Good speed with Jimenez.
From the stretch, the 1-0 looked like it got Ross in the elbow guard. That's his third hit by pitch for Robbins. And Ryan Klosterman immediately pops out of the dugout. He says, there's no way. Now the umpires are going to get together.
They're going to call him back. A.J. Lastaglio is the crew chief. He's out at second base, and he immediately started coming in to bring the umpires together. It looked like Ross did lean a little bit on that. Took it right off the big elbow guard that all these guys are wearing these days.
And they're going to go to the video. Well, they don't have video, do they? So,
well, they have it from the bases.
Okay.
So I'm sure there's an angle at home plate somewhere.
Yeah, you would think down third to the left-hand hitter you could probably get a good look, but
well, I know the angles that they have. They have one past first base, one over the first base dugout, one past third base, and one over the third base dugout, and then a high center field camera. I'm not even sure if there's and there's a high home plate camera as well. So there's, what is that, 6 different angles that they can go from. The home plate or the center field would be the ones that you could see whether or not he leans into that pitch. In my opinion, it was a breaking ball that was up and in. He was kind of buckled and fooled on it at first. And so whether or not he's buckled and the movement kind of takes him into the pitch, or if he actually intentionally stuck his elbow out, I can't tell you which one it was.
Well, the umpires are going to review this. The Knights have a runner on first and 1 out. Could potentially be 2 on, 1 out for Calise, which would be a really enticing situation for UCF. Robbins trying to avoid his third hit by pitch of the game, and they're going to
as Brandon Duran does the Macarena behind home plate.
He's enjoying himself. Shoots a thumbs up to the dugout. They're going to let Robbins stay warm here. Throw a couple of tosses.
Duran was definitely staying warm with his dance moves.
Both dugouts are getting into it a little bit. Here come the umpires. Lastaglio, the crew chief. And they're going to confirm the hit by pitch. So it is the third hit batter of the game through 10 batters for Robbins. The Knights with 2 aboard and 1 out for the second time in this ball game, and this time it's Calise, who was plunked in the first inning, who will come up. And a lot of speed involved here for UCF with Jimenez and Ross on the bases. Calise, a good runner at home in the batter's box. Robbins in a tight spot here. Looks back at second, now fires home, and Calise, badly fooled by the slider, waves through it, 0-1.
I think that was the changeup there. That looked like it.
It did kind of bend the other way, didn't it?
He pulled the string on it pretty good there.
Medlock at second is cheating over to the bag to hold Jimenez. Here's the 0-1. Calise bounces a double play ball to shortstop. They tap the bag and throw over, and that retires the side. Another double play for Robbins to get out of a jam. And that retires the Knights in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left aboard. On to the fourth with Bryant leading 2-0. Start of the fourth here in Orlando. UCF trailing Bryant 2-0. Durand, Gregor, Medlock 2 up against Grant Siegel, who's allowed 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 walk and 1 strikeout through 3 innings pitched. Durand walked and scored, leading off the second. Right-hand batter standing in. Big open stance. The first pitch is a breaking ball off the plate, 1-0.
Siegel being careful with Durand. Been a dangerous hitter all weekend.
He's seen 6 pitches, 5 of them out of the strike zone. 1-0 pitch. This one popped up. He jammed him. Long run over for Bodecker to the screen, and he just runs out of room as it lands in the first row.
Man, barely too. Just on the other side of the netting down the first base line. As you said, Bodecker runs out of room, and Durand lives to see another pitch.
Brandon Durand spells it with a Y, not an O. Whatever he's doing, it's working. 7 for 14 with 3 home runs to start his 2025. Hit for power last year, but not for average. 1-1. He had double-digit home runs. One comes in for ball 2 up and in. But hitting the 250s, try to get on a little bit more to go along with that power here this season. It's off to a good start in that regard. 2-1 pitch. Big cut and a miss at the, was that the cutter right there at 90 miles an hour, 2-2.
Yeah, it looked like just the sinker.
Okay.
But Rich Wallace is letting Matt Schaefer, home plate umpire, hear it about the pitch before. It was at the top of the zone for a strike, and he's asking where he had it.
2-2. That one inside. Good frame attempt there by King behind the plate, but that was certainly off the dish, and it's 3-2 now to Durand. Siegel will try to avoid another leadoff walk to the Bryant catcher. Payoff pitch. Durand fouls it straight back.
I used to tell hitters to pick up their thumbs after pitches like that, 90 miles an hour, and that's probably about 6 inches in off the plate. He made an attempt at it and just takes it right off the fists over the first base dugout.
Get the 7th pitch of the at-bat from Siegel to Durand. Hands at the waist. Here's the pitch. Little nubber foul up the third base line. We'll do another.
And tries to go back in with the fastball, down and in. Great location at 90 miles an hour, right on the corner. I mean, that's exactly where he wanted to put it, but Brandon Durand, such a good hitter, spoils that pitch and keeps this full count alive.
Siegel back to the belt. We got another 3-2. Another little nubber. That's a foul ball or up the line. I'm not sure why Durand was running.
Maybe he
just didn't know where the ball was. I don't know.
And he caught it off the end of the bat. It was a cutter off the end of the bat at 85, 86, right on the corner away. And so you just never know sometimes when you hit a ball off the end of the bat what kind of spin is going to be on it. We've seen crazier things happen where balls end up finding their way back into fair territory.
Siegel's got to be frustrated. He's thrown 2 perfect pitches, and Durand has fouled both of them off.
I mean, when we say that they're on the corners, literally they're painted on the corners.
Here's the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss. Just went upstairs and blew him away. That was in the zone as well. Terrific job by Siegel for his 2nd strikeout.
That was a great sequence there. The cutter away at 85, and then all of a sudden he elevates there at 92, and it looks a whole lot harder. And gets Durand to swing right through it for strike 3. Great execution by Grant Siegel.
That'll bring up Gregor, who lined a single to left field on the first pitch he saw back in the 2nd. Gregor now 4 for 16 to start the year. Sophomore center fielder batting left. First pitch shows a bunt, then takes a strike.
A change up there, first pitch to the lefty. Puts it right down the middle, but sometimes the change of speed just throws you off enough to where you pull back on it.
Siegel's 0-1. Cut back to the screen. And it's 0-2 to Gregor.
Yeah, another change up there, doubled up on it. This one's up in the zone, and Greger able to foul it straight back and get a piece of it, but still a little out in front of that pitch.
The changeup has become the go-to from a righty to a left-handed batter. Siegel favoring it here. Now he can throw whatever he wants on 0-2. Here it comes. And he goes with a hard one down and away. No chase from Greger. A ball and 2 strikes.
I'm actually surprised they didn't go up the ladder there with the fastball, try to go hard and high. There they try to go off speed again away and see if they can get him to chase there. But the elevated fastball has been a strikeout pitch for him.
See if he goes with it here. 1-2. Comes inside. Siegel knocks the ball down as it swung and hit right back up the middle. It's 1-4-3 on the putout as Espinal got to the loose ball and threw out Greger for the second out.
Yeah, gets just enough of it on a ball right back up the box, like you said. And Espinal, being a great athlete, comes through, makes a play on the run to get the speedy Greger just in time.
So here's Medlock, who trying to just protect his own shins, hit a perfect bunt up the third base line for a sacrifice his first time. The true freshman in his second collegiate start really crowds the plate. He's right up on the edge of the batter's box, and that one bounces well in front of home. A 55-footer from Siegel with a breaking ball, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, you talk about his toes being on the line. I mean, they're on there. I mean, they're covering just about the whole line, it seems like.
Yeah, he's showing no fear.
No,
up
none
there,
at
the
all.
rookie. 1-0. That ball lined foul off the netting. A little bit out in front of it there, Medlock, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, he's trying to use the plate coverage to his advantage because it's so hard for college pitchers to pitch in on guys. And so if you can't pitch in, you get it over the plate. The outer third is right down the middle for him.
You just got to be cool with a couple of bruises now and then.
It's going to happen.
1-1. That one just dips away. Kind of bent on Siegel, and it's 2-1. UCF defense shaded ever so slightly to the left in the infield. Outfield straight away. Really beautiful day. Not a ton of wind. 2-1 pitch. Medlock takes down and in. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, fastball misses down there below the zone. Medlock able to get himself a great hitter's count here, 3-1 count. He's going to be looking for a fastball he could drive in the gap somewhere here with two outs.
Siegel's 3-1. Swinging a foul ball up the third base line. Trying to go after the fastball there and couldn't get a hold of it. 3-2.
Got a fastball that couldn't be any more center cut than that one. He hammers it foul.
That
just
was
out in front of it.
Right down Broadway. Medlock will be frustrated. He didn't get a hold of that. Now we'll face a full count from Siegel, looking for a clean inning here in the top of the fourth with the Knights down 2-0. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a soft ground ball to third. Calise charging. Fields throws in time. Side retired. Nice play by Braden Calise over at third base, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the fourth. Much needed for Grant Siegel. Let's see if the heart of the Knights order can get going. 3, 4, and 5 due up for UCF, trailing 2-0. Middle of the fourth in Orlando. Clay Robbins back out for the bottom of the fourth for Bryant. He has danced in and out of trouble, has not allowed a hit. He's walked 2 and hit 3 batters, but he's gotten 2 double plays, and the second inning ended with a caught stealing. He's got the heart of the UCF order here. Williamson, Bodecker, and Espinal due up for the Knights. UCF down 2-0 as we start the bottom of the fourth. Evan Weston, Stephen Branca here at John Euliano Park. We're thrilled to have you with us. Hopefully you're listening on a beach chair somewhere or enjoying this beautiful sunshine. First pitch to Williamson, popped high and foul over the screen, 0-1. Robbins has been just about impossible to square up. He's been his own worst enemy with the free base runners, but his defense and some timely ground balls have gotten him out of trouble. A 1 pitch is just a little bit outside, ball on a strike.
A slider misses away there. Like we said earlier, a lot of sliders to these left-handed hitters.
Williamson walked on 4 pitches back in the first inning. Swings and grounds the 1-1 up the first base line. That is a fair ball. And an easy play for D'Amico, who taps the bag, 1 away.
Yeah, slider on the outside corner and gets Williamson to hook it, roll right over it to first base.
The Knights have hit 1 ball in the air all game against Robbins. Every other out has been a strikeout or a ground out. And now Cronin going out to the mound. There is action in the Bryant bullpen, and I think they're going to make a change here. So Robbins is done after 3 1/3 no-hit innings. And Bryant will have a new pitcher when we come back, with the Knights looking to get on the board, down 2-0 with 1 out in the fourth. Brooks Eye on the pitch with 1 out and nobody on for UCF in the bottom of the fourth. Bryant leads 2-0. Eye's first pitch to Lex Bodecker is sent all the way to the backstop. 88-mile-an-hour fastball that missed everything, and it's 1-0.
I think it might end up behind him.
Well, Eye faced 3 batters in his Bryant debut 9 days ago. He hit 1, he walked 1, and he struck out 1. And now the home plate umpire coming out from behind the plate.
Well, the problem is there's a new rule that they did away with. You have to have 1 foot in the box, right? Now you have to make eye contact with the hitter before you come set and get ready to pitch. So that's been the issue, is he's looking down and he's not making eye contact with the hitter before he comes set.
This time he does, and the 0-1 is hit high in the air to straightaway center field. And is no problem for Greger, who waits under it, makes the catch for the second out. I did not pitch last season in his senior year at Indiana. Made 12 appearances for the Hoosiers as a junior. He pitched 2 years, made 27 appearances, most of them starts for Fordham in 2021 and 2022. Getting some work out of the bullpen here. 2 out, nobody on, facing Espinal, who struck out swinging back in the second inning. And that breaking ball finds the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, slider just pretty much center cut, but keeps Espinal off balance.
0-1 pitch. Espinal swings and misses at a pitch in the zone on the outer half, and it's 0-2.
Change up there on the outer third. Pretty good pitch. Espinal hitting left-handed now, facing the righty.
I, like Robbins, working quickly. 0-2 pitch, down and away.
Another change up there. Tries to mix one in.
Espinal takes a minute, now gets back into the box. Here's the 1-2 offering. High ball 2 with a fastball at 89.
Yeah, goes fastball there up. Missing away the last 3 pitches to Espinal.
Eyes 2-2. That one bounces in front of the plate and off the chest protector of Durand, and the count is full.
Breaking ball. Even in those 2 strike counts on the breaking ball in the dirt there, just in case there's a swing, Durand has to block that up.
Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called at the knees, and the UCF dugout is not happy about it. Does look like it was a bit low, but Espinal called out looking by Schaefer, who is now pointing and warning the Knights dugout. Well, it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bryant. Brooks Eye gets the last couple of outs. On to the 5th with the Bulldogs up 2-0. Start of the 5th in Orlando. UCF still without a hit against 2 different Bryant pitchers. Clay Robbins done after 3 1/3. Walked 2, hit 3, but had a couple of key double plays and a caught stealing. Grant Siegel out for a 5th inning. He'll face the bottom third of the order. Charlie Saul out on RBI sacrifice fly back in the 2nd. First pitch is down at the shoelaces for ball 1. Evan Weston, Stephen Branca with you from John Euliano Park. Picturesque afternoon for baseball here in Central Florida. I'm sure the Bryant fans who made the trip are very happy with the weather today. There's a strike from Siegel, and it's 1-1 to Charlie Saul. Sophomore right fielder, batting right. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a drive. That's a fair ball down the left field line, headed towards the corner. Saul rounding first, but stops there as it's cut off by Cruson, who gets it into the cutoff man. A leadoff single for Saul, and Bryant back in business here to start the fifth.
Yeah, the off-speed pitch just left up and hammered right there for a base hit.
That'll bring up D'Amato, who grounded out to first in the second inning. D'Amato, the grad transfer out of Midland Park, New Jersey, batting from the left-hand side. Saul has not attempted to steal yet this year. Bodecker holding him on. Here's the first pitch. A bunt attempt fouled back by D'Amato, 0-1. Well, you knew that was coming. So did Calise, who was charging in from third. Bryant has played small ball perfectly in this game to get their 2 runs. 2 sacrifice bunts, and their RBIs have come on a fly out and a ground out. Decent move there by Siegel throwing over, but Saul was ready, gets back in. Don't you think if there's a sac fly, there should also be a sac ground out? You know, why does Noriega get tagged with an 0 for 1 for doing the exact same thing?
He gets an RBI, but he's out.
Right.
And yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe
just a quirk of the system. I'm not saying they should change it. It just, you know, it's always interested me.
Yeah, let's make a petition.
There you go. Klosterman with some words for D'Amato here after he fouled off the first pitch trying to bunt. Let's see if he squares up again on 0-1. Gets back in the box. Siegel. Glance over his left shoulder at Saul at first base. Takes another look, then comes back to the belt. 0-1. Saul fakes running, then the bunt is foul up the line. Spins over the chalk and picked up in foul ground by King. It's 0-2.
A fastball there, pretty good one at the top of the zone. Top of the zone is a good spot to be when bunting on the defensive side of things because that's where you get the pop-ups, right, and get yourself an out. You want to try to get the hitter to put the ball in the air. Ball down is a whole lot easier to hit the top of the ball and get it down on the ground. But handled pretty well there. Just foul, though.
0-2 to D'Amato. Have to swing away here with 2 strikes. Siegel tosses over again. Saul back in underneath the tag. Siegel's got a decent move to first for a right-handed pitcher.
Good athlete, good feet.
UCF bullpen is up. A couple of guys throwing. Siegel with a leadoff runner aboard here in the top of the 5th. Saul goes. 0-2 is bunted, and it's a good bunt by D'Amato. You get the sacrifice 2-3 as Saul goes over to second. A bunt with 2 strikes, and D'Amato pulls it off.
Yeah, that's a bold move, but handles the bat really well there and gets the job done. Incredible job by Matt D'Amato.
Talk about the trust your head coach has in you there to lay down a bunt on 0-2. Saul was running on the pitch as well. He ends up at second with 1 out, and now King will take it on himself to have a chat with Grant Siegel.
This might be it for
Yeah,
Siegel.
I think it is, as Rich Wallace is now making his way out of the UCF dugout. Has not signaled just yet to the bullpen, but he's got everybody together. Siegel's gone 4 1/3. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. He's walked 1. He's fanned 2. He's pitched all right. He just has not had any help at all from his offense, and Bryant has punished the couple of mistakes he's made.
Yeah.
And they are going to make the change after a long conference. Schaefer tells Wallace to either make the call or go back to the dugout, and so they do call the bullpen. So Siegel is done after 4 1/3. Runner aboard second base, and a new pitcher for UCF when we come back with 1 out in the 5th. Bryant 2, UCF nothing. Spencer Bauer on the pitch for the UCF Knights, trailing 2-0. Bryant here in the top of the fifth with a runner aboard second. And one away as they've got their 9-hitter Shea Grady, right-hand batting third baseman in the box. Bauer, 24 appearances out of the pen for UCF last year. Struck out more than a batter an inning. Called upon here to put out this fire. Misses with the first offering. That one looked like it was clearly a strike, and they call it a ball. So Schaefer's had an adventurous day behind the plate. It's 1-0. Here's the pitch. That one down and away, or down and in, pardon, to Grady, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, 93-mile-an-hour fastball misses there, not by much.
Bauer this year 3 2/3. He's allowed 1 run and 1 hit. One of the most reliable arms out of the pen for UCF. They were not expecting to have him this year, Stephen, as he misses down for ball 3.
Yeah, he wasn't with the team in the fall because he thought he was out of eligibility. He had turned in a waiver to get a year back, a medical waiver, and found out at the break he was able to get that and rejoin the team, and they're ecstatic to have him.
3-0. That one on the outside corner for strike one. Grady doubled off the glove of Williamson in right center, came around to score the second run for Bryant back in the third inning. Saul on second with 1 out. Bryant up 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Top of the fifth, pardon, as this one is roped into right field for a base hit. Saul being waved around third. The throw is cut off, and Saul goes back. Good job by Williamson to get that in quickly. Saves the run, but it's first and third with 1 out for Zions, who will look to get Bryant another run here in the top of the fifth.
93-mile-an-hour fastball down in the zone, and it is smashed by Shea Grady. 108 miles an hour off the bat. That thing got through the infield in a hurry. That's why they had no chance to score from second base there. It got out to Williamson in right field so fast that Saul had no chance of scoring. This is a great time right here for a safety squeeze, a bunt down the first base side to bring in that run from third.
They've got a guy at
the runner to second.
Got a guy at the plate in Zions who handles the ball beautifully, or handles the bat beautifully, I should say. He sacrificed successfully his last time up. Struck out to lead off the game 0 for 1. Khalees in on the grass at third. Bodecker holding Grady on at first. The pitch, swing, and a foul back towards the UCF dugout, 0-1.
Yeah, off speed there, looked like the changeup, catches him way out in front. Don't be surprised if they bunt here with 1 strike even. They've already bunted with 2 strikes before.
Bauer, a big guy, 6'2", 235, power pitcher. Would love a double play ground ball right here. 0-1 pitch. There's that bunt up the first base line. The throw is going to go to first as Espinal covers the bag in time. Bodecker fielded it 3-4. Saul comes in to score, and Grady goes over to second. You called it, Stephen. Perfectly executed squeeze by Bryant. It's 3-0.
Yeah, first and third with less than 2 outs is a great time to squeeze, especially in tight ball games. We're in the middle of the game here. Runs are at a premium. Coach Klosterman knows that, and he's going to take them where he can get them. It's a great execution right there by the top of the order of this Bryant Bulldogs lineup.
Here's Noriega, who's popped out, grounded out 0 for 2. Bauer back to the stretch, comes home, and misses way inside with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-0. Closes the book on Siegel. TrackMan had that at 95. Whew. Good spin on it, too.
Yeah.
Siegel, 3 runs on 3 hits and a walk, 2 strikeouts and 4 1/3. 1-0. Down and in. Probably pitched a little bit better than that line, but every time Bryant had an opportunity, they capitalized on it.
They didn't make mistakes offensively, and they definitely took advantage of any mistake that Siegel was going to make. They just did small ball really well, fundamentally sound offense, and just found ways to score runs.
2-0 pitch. Swing and a grounder right back to the mound. Played well on a hop by Bauer. He tosses to first to retire the side, but Bryant gets a run on 2 hits. No errors, they leave 1. Middle of the fifth in Orlando, it's Bryant 3, UCF 0. Brooks Eye on the pitch after getting the last 2 outs of the 4th. Bryant having a pretty brilliant afternoon. Up 3-0 on UCF. Knights have Prevesk, Cruson, and Jimenez 6, 7, and 8 in the order here in the bottom of the 5th. I got a backwards K on what was probably ball 4 to end the 4th. Swinging a foul over the screen by Prevesk on the first pitch here in the 5th. 0-1.
Fastball in there, fouled straight back by Prevesk.
0-1 pitch. Another swing, this one driven out towards center. It'll hold up though. Gregor, a couple of steps in front of the track, makes the catch for the first out.
Looked like that one came off the end of that a little bit of Matt Prevesk. Hit pretty well. Makes Gregor go back a little bit, but not as well hit as it could have been.
Brooks Eye 3 up, 3 down after relieving Clay Robbins with 1 out in the 4th. Seemed like Robbins just bumped up against a pitch count in his Bryant debut. He was fabulous. 3 1/3 no-hit innings. First pitch to Chase Cruson is on the inside corner. Well, really right down the middle for a strike. Cruson was hit by a pitch, then caught stealing for the second time in his first week as a Knight. 0-1 to the left-hand hitter is down, bounces behind the plate. Ball and a strike.
Back-to-back cutters there from Eye to Cruson.
Brooks Eye spins the ball well, the 1-1 pitch. Cruson fights it off right up the middle for a base hit. Nice line drive swing there by Cruson. That is the first Knights hit of the ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, fastball at 90 miles an hour up and in to Cruson, and he turns really well and gets the barrel to this ball to hit a line shot back up the middle for the first hit of the night for UCF.
Well, Cruson on for the second time. That'll bring up Jimenez, who walked in the 3rd inning, as the Knights try to get something going off the Bryant reliever. 3-0 Bulldogs, 1 out in the 5th. Knights have had base runners in all but the 4th inning of this game. Still trying to find a way to get one home and cut into this deficit as Jimenez takes outside for ball 1.
Yeah, fastball 91 away. These UCF runners are all base stealers that they have in the lineup today.
Jimenez gets in the box, then immediately calls time.
It was the eye contact thing once again. Runner on base. Home plate umpire Matthew Schaefer pointing to his eyes, making sure that Eye makes eye contact.
The one guy to struggle with it. What are the odds?
It's unbelievable.
It's more action in the Bryant bullpen. 2 right-handers loosening for Ryan Klosterman. 1-0 to Jimenez with Cruson on first and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. UCF trailing 3-0. Pitch way up and all the way to the backstop, and Cruson will take second. That was a good 2 feet over the head of Jimenez. 1 hop the backstop, and the wild pitch puts UCF with a runner in scoring position and less than 2 out.
Yeah, it's a backed-up slider cutter. Just loses control of it. Ends up over the head of Jimenez and at the backstop, and Cruson just cruises into second base.
Jimenez with a 2-0 here. Eye's delivery. That is right down the middle for a strike.
Yeah, slider there. Lays one over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Trying to get back into this at-bat after going 2-0.
Knights really need to capitalize on this here. Runner on second, 1 out, 2-1 pitch. This one is hammered into left field for a base hit. Coming around third is Cruson. Throw to the plate is cut off, and the Knights have their first run. It's an RBI single for Antonio Jimenez.
Jimenez has been hot. Last night hit a homer. Today, just now, 110 off the bat on that one. Hanging slider over the middle, and that ball is crushed through the left side of the infield. I'm surprised Cruson was able to score the way that he did. Was on his horse, and UCF is finally on the board.
Back-to-back base hits, sandwiched around a wild pitch, and the Knights cut the lead to 3-1. Now they get the tying run to the plate in the form of King, who flew to left center his first time. Jimenez with great speed on at first. Is building, buzzing a little bit for the first time this afternoon as the throw goes over and Jimenez back in safely.
Yeah, first time you've seen a whole lot of energy anywhere from UCF fans or their dugout.
Eye back to the stretch. First pitch to King is swung on and fouled off down the left side. 0-1.
Painted up the corner with 91 there. Really good pitch by Brooks Eye.
UCF wearing those beautiful gold jerseys with the Knights black script on the front. White pants today. There goes Jimenez. The pitch is up and in, and Jimenez smartly goes back. He never really got all the way out of his break, and it was a high fastball. He would have been out by a mile. Doesn't actually end up stealing the bag, and it's back to first. It's 1-1.
UCF likes to show the steal every now and then to keep you occupied on them. They want you to pay attention to them.
This time he really does run. The pitch is outside. The throw 2 hops the bag, and Jimenez is safe. Third stolen base of the season in just 7 games for Antonio Jimenez. And the Knights once again have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 out.
Got himself a really good jump there on an off-speed pitch. Great combination to steal a bag.
2-1 to King. Jimenez on at second. Here's the pitch. Takes, and it is upstairs with a breaking ball. 3-1. Now King with a great chance to get aboard here and turn the lineup over. Would think Brooks Eye is probably nearing the end here if he can't handle Dylan King. 3-1 offering. Upstairs, ball 4. The Knights get the tying run aboard here with 1 out in the 5th. Diamez Ross coming up.
Yeah, that'll probably be it for Brooks Eye if I had to guess. Got the top of the order coming up here.
And here comes Tim Cronin. Just checking down to make sure his man is ready, and does signal for the pitching change. So Brooks Eye roughed up a little bit here by the bottom of the Knights' order. 7, 8, and 9 all reach. And UCF gets themselves their first run. They've got 2 aboard with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, trailing 3-1. New pitcher on the way for Bryant. The Knights right back in this game. UCF rallying here in the bottom of the fifth. The Knights trailing 3-1 against the Bryant Bulldogs, but they've got a run in. Runners on first and second with one out. Diamez Ross, the leadoff hitter, to the plate to face Jared Burrows, a right-hander out of Connecticut, in his fifth and final collegiate season, making his first appearance of 2025. Burrows from a three-quarter arm slot throws 84 miles an hour way upstairs for ball one. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot harder than that from Burrows.
Short arm action from him.
He is a crafty veteran pitcher. At his best year a season ago, where he threw over 26 innings to a 5.13 ERA, swinging a foul ball on the 1-0 pitch by Ross up the first base line, 1-1. For his career, he's walked about 7 per 9 innings with a .298 batting average against at Bryant. He pitched his freshman year during the COVID season at Hartford before coming to Rhode Island. Ross 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. The 1-1. Ross swings and misses through the breaking ball. Badly fooled by that one. It's 1-2.
Yeah, a couple of fastballs. Last one being in, and then this one, breaking ball in the inside corner, was fooled pretty bad. Like you said, swings right over the top of it and way early.
Good looking pitch from Jared Burrows there. Looks back at second, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him again. Looked like he tipped it into the mitt. Doesn't matter. Burrows gets a huge strikeout of Diamez Ross, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, big time strikeout right there with another breaking ball on the inner third. Just fools Ross. Gets him to swing through it, strike three. Huge out right there.
So that'll bring up Calise, playing third base today with Kendry Maduro getting a day off. Hit by a pitch in the first, hit into a double play with 2 on and 1 out in the third inning. Try to come through here with 2 on and 2 away. The Knights down 3-1 in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch from Burrows is way outside into the left-hand batter's box, 1-0.
Yeah, goes back to that slider, but like you said, misses way outside.
It's Jimenez who had the RBI single to get the Knights on the board at second. King drew a walk. He's on first. 1-0 from Burrows. Way outside. The double steal is on. The throw from Duran not in time. Down to second. Jimenez goes to third. King on at second base. Perfectly executed double steal by the Knights. And on a 2-0 count to Calise, they've got 2 in scoring position.
Duran decides to throw on the backside runner down to second base. Medlock does a great job blocking up a short hop to keep that ball in the infield. Otherwise, UCF would have found themselves with another run.
2-0. Burrows was one on the inside corner for a strike. Sticking with the breaking stuff so far to Calise. Knights open a cash inner. They've got the tying run at second with 2 out in the fifth. 2-1 from Burrows. And Calise takes on the outer edge. It does look like it just nicked the corner. And it's 2-2.
Just barely with the fastball on the outside corner. Gets the call.
2-2 to Braden Calise. The pitch. That one very close, but up and in. Called ball 3.
But because it's a slider, it started so far up and in. Just doesn't really get back to the zone. Was never really in the zone at all.
So it's 3-2 here with 2 out to Calise. The pitch. Takes down ball 4. That'll load the bases for Andrew Williamson.
Great at bat by Braden Calise. Great eye, great discipline to pass the baton on to the next guy, Andrew Williamson.
Williamson 0 for 1. He walked in the first, bounced to first base in the fourth. Bases full of Knights. 2 out in the bottom of the fifth. UCF down 3-1. A base hit would likely tie the game. First pitch, and Burrows falls off the mound. It's a balk, and the Knights will get another run. Burrows tripped as he went into his motion, fell off the mound, and UCF will take the gift. It's 3-2.
Yeah, it looked like his cleat got stuck in the mound a little bit there when he started his motion. And he just stumbles off the mound, never even throws the ball. And all the runners are going to advance one base, so we'll have second and third here. And a run that is just scored for UCF to cut the deficit down to 1.
Wow. What a break there for the Knights as Burrows falls off the mound on his first pitch to Williamson. Never got the ball out of his hand. Here is the first pitch. It's a fastball high and tight for ball one. First base open again, but certainly don't want to face Bodecker with the bases loaded. King on third is the tying run. Calise on second, the go-ahead run with 2 out in the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 pitch on the inside corner.
Slider there on the inside corner. Pretty good pitch.
Knights looking to tie it up or even go in front here, down 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth. 1-1. That one down, and a good block by Duran to keep it in front of him and keep Bryant in the lead. 2 balls and a strike.
Change up there from Burrows down in the zone, and a great job by Duran, like you said, to keep that ball in front of him to avoid tying this ball game up.
2-1 to Andrew Williamson. The pitch. Upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. So Burrows, after striking out Ross, has gotten back into his old habits here. He's walked Calise, then the balk scores the run, and now 3-1 to Williamson. Pitch. Swing. Did he hold? No, he did not.
Not the swing you want from your 3-hitter in a 3-1 count on an off-speed pitch there.
It was inside, too.
Yeah.
Would have been ball 4. Payoff pitch. Williamson pops it up in the infield. Coming down towards Grady at third, and he nearly lost it in the sun, but picks it up and makes the catch to retire the side. So the Knights leave a couple in scoring position, but they get 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. On to the 6th. UCF back in this ball game. It's Bryant with a 3-2 lead. Giant right-hander Alex Galvan, 6'6", 245 pounds, on to pitch the top of the 6th for UCF. He'll face the heart of the Bryant order, D'Amico, Durand, and Gregor. The Knights scoring 2 in the bottom of the 5th to get right back in this game. Now D'Amico 0 for 2 against the starter Grant Siegel will stand in. Spencer Bauer, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit allowed. His inherited runner did come in to score in the top of the 5th, and right now is the difference in the game. D'Amico batting from the right side. Galvan towering off the mound. His first pitch is a fastball called a strike on the inside corner at 93. Galvan, 3 years at Louisville, came in, was terrific to start through 4 appearances for UCF and then missed the rest of the year with elbow trouble. He is back and looking good. 0-1 pitch. That is a little bit down and in at 92, 1-1. Threw a scoreless inning last weekend against Siena, also on the Sunday. 1-1. Little tapper towards shortstop. Jimenez waits on it, fields and throws in time for the first out.
96-mile-an-hour fastball there from Galvan. And I'll tell you what, D'Amico gets blown up a little bit by it.
He sure did.
It was
he
off
was lucky
of his
to roll
hand.
that over.
It was, they haven't seen a whole lot of that so far this season. 96 came out pretty hot, especially from his height, because he's shortening the distance with how long his arm is from the release point.
That is a pro-caliber fastball right there from Galvan. Here's Durand, who's been held in check today, a walk and a strikeout. He did score in the second inning. And Galvan at 96 misses low for ball one. Some big arms on this staff, as Rich Wallace has been tasked with beefing up this roster to Big 12 standards. Certainly look like one. 1-0 pitch, up and in. They were in the regional last year with Florida State and Stetson. Finished second in their regional, in their first NCAA trip since 2017.
Well, they just ran out of arms in that regional. They were in the championship game. They had just kind of run out of arms, and that's what they rebolstered this bullpen for.
2-0 fouled straight back. It would help if they don't have to see Jamie Arnold this year as well. Likely to go in the top 5 of the draft this July.
He's pretty good. Pretty good, that guy.
2-1 to Durand. Galvan from the belt, the pitch. Swing and a miss. 92 on the low inside corner, and it's 2-2.
That's a cutter that he throws at 92.
Whew.
Yeah, it's got some movement. As a hitter, you're going to see movement right to left.
7 inches of horizontal break on that cutter per TrackMan. 2-2. That's a breaking ball, misses down.
First breaking ball we've seen from him.
Why would you bother? You throw that kind of fastball.
Well, exactly. I'm sure we'll see it here in a full count.
Payoff pitch coming to Durand. Galvan delivers. Strike 3 called. Looked a little bit low, but Galvan gets the call. 91 on the low part of the zone, and Durand looking back at Schaefer, having a couple of words with him. Backwards K for Galvan, and there's 2 away here in the 6th.
Well, now both coaches have let Matt Schaefer, home plate umpire, hear about the low strike tonight.
Galvan has actually not walked a batter as a UCF pitcher. He didn't in his 4 appearances last year and hasn't so far this season. Very well could have right there, but Schaefer calls strike 3. Here's Greger, who's 1 for 2. There's a breaking ball over for a strike, and he can just get that over.
Yep.
It sets up everything else so well.
Well, now you just saw 81. If he rears back and throws 95, 96 right here, it's going to look like 1,000.
Greger singled in the second, grounded out in the 4th. 0-1, there you go. He blew him away. Just got a tiny piece of it and tipped it foul, but it's 0-2.
94 there, up and in. Really tough pitch to handle as a hitter.
Greger batting left with 2 out, nobody on. Top of the 6th, Bryant clinging to a 3-2 lead. Galvan back to the belt, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cut fastball down and in, and Greger waves at it. 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 6th for Galvan. Boy, did he look good. Middle of the 6th in Orlando, UCF with the momentum, trailing 3-2. Lex Bodecker to lead off the bottom of the sixth for UCF, trailing 3-2, trying to hang on to their undefeated start to the year against the Bryant Bulldogs. Jared Burrows, who fell off the mound for a run-scoring balk after coming out of the bullpen in the fifth, is on here to start the sixth against Bodecker, who was 0 for 2. He's into a double play and flown to center. First pitch, fastball catches the inside corner at 84 miles an hour, 0-1. Brooks' Eyes final line, two runs on 2 hits and a walk through 1 inning pitched. Had 1 strikeout. 0-1 from Burrows to Bodecker, and Lex takes high. Ball 1.
Another fastball there, high and out of the zone. Bodecker hasn't really been locked in at the dish the last couple of games. See if UCF can get him locked in here.
Looks like right-hander Toby Scheidt is warming up for Bryant. Big cut and a miss at the breaking ball, down and away by Bodecker, and it's 1-2.
I go right back to that pitch if I'm Burrows right here.
D'Amico playing deep at first, guarding the line. Here's the 1-2. Bodecker pokes the pitch out towards center. That's a can of corn for Gregor. 1 away.
Yeah, same pitch, just a little bit higher in the zone. Gets Bodecker to go after it and just flares it out to center field for an easy fly out.
Here comes Espinal, who was struck out twice, though was, I think, justifiably not happy with a called third strike in the 4th inning that earned a warning for the UCF dugout. Batting here with 1 out, nobody on from the left side. The first pitch to the switch hitter is up and in for ball 1. 3-2 Bryant, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. On a beautiful day here in Central Florida. Knights trying to go 7-0 to start the year for the 2nd year in a row under Rich Wallace. There's a fastball that catches the inner part of the zone for a strike, 1-1. Grady playing in at third. D'Amico again guarding the line deep at first. 1-1 pitch. Bends over the plate for a strike. Change up there from Burrows, and it's 1-2.
A pretty good pitch down and in right on the corner. Gets ahead here of Espinal.
1-2. Down and away with the breaking ball. Burrows back to the set, 2-2 pitch. That one is down and in, and Espinal works the count full for the 2nd straight at bat. Seems like he's got a good handle up there, Espinal.
I'm curious to see the approach here to see if he's going to leave it in umpire's hand or not. Last time left it in the umpire's hands and didn't go his way.
Payoff pitch, swing, and a pop fly. Won't get out of the infield grass. The entire infield converges. Grady ends up making the play at third, and there's 2 out.
And that was a similar version of the pitch he got rung up on last at bat. This one a little bit closer to the zone.
2 out, nobody on for Prevesk, who had the game-winning hit last night. 0 for 2 so far in this one. He struck out and flown to center. 3rd different pitcher he's seen in 3 plate appearances this afternoon. Burrows kicks and fires. This one hit in the air towards right field. Looks like it'll stay in the yard. Barely having the move. Saul makes the catch about a half a step to his left. And the Knights go meekly in the bottom of the 6th. Bryant with a 3-2 lead as we head to the 7th at John Euliano Park. Alex Galvan back out for the top of the seventh, trying to keep the deficit at 1 for UCF. Dominant 1-2-3 sixth inning for Galvan with a couple of strikeouts. He'll face 6, 7, and 8 in the Bryant order here in the top of the seventh. Evan Weston, Stephen Branca with you on UCF YouTube Live. We appreciate everybody coming along with us today. Medlock takes a first pitch fastball right on the low inside corner at 94 for strike one. Medlock is bunted and grounded to third, 0 for 1. Still looking for his first college hit. True freshman in his second career appearance. The 0-1 pitch, he fights it foul back to the screen, 0-2.
A little cutter there at 90 miles an hour. First pitch at 94, down and in, cutter on the inside corner there.
Medlock, who really likes to crowd the plate, toes on the inner line of the batter's box, down 0-2 to Galvan, who is not afraid of that at all. 0-2 pitch. He misses well away with a fastball. Knights do have another right-hander warming in the pen, in case Galvan runs into trouble here in the seventh. 1-2. And he struck him out, but the ball bounces violently high up on the screen, and Medlock will reach. That ball bounced as high as you'll ever see. Did it hit the catcher or something? It looked like it deflected bizarrely because it ended up a good, 20 feet up the screen.
That's not a common occurrence. I'm not sure if it hit the plate or just ricocheted off of his glove. It was a breaking ball, so a lot of spin to it. Looks like it might have bounced off the plate and bounced that high, but it was very hard for Dylan King to be able to block that up.
I've watched a lot of baseball over the years. You've probably watched more than I have. Never see a ball bounce like that.
The past 4 games, I've seen stuff I've never seen before in my life, and I kid you not, it's been wild.
So Medlock is aboard here off the strikeout. Saul squaring the bunt, fouls it off in the air. It does get down, rolling towards the UCF dugout for strike one. We know Ryan Klosterman is okay with his guys bunting with 2 strikes, so we'll see if that continues on. They have had 4 successful sacrifice bunts, including an RBI safety squeeze back in the 5th inning that is currently the difference in the game. Bryant ahead 3-2 here with nobody out in the 7th. Saul squared up again. Reels back and lines one up the middle for a base hit. Medlock stops at second. Saul was squared to bunt, pulls the bat back and zips one right up the middle into center field. 2 on, nobody out for Bryant. And now you know D'Amato will be bunting in a perfect situation for it. D'Amato had the 2-strike bunt that ended up setting up the run in the top of the 5th. And here comes King to have a word with Galvan.
Yeah, this might be to buy some time to make sure the righty in the bullpen is ready to go. But we've seen this Bryant offense slash a handful of times. This conversation could also be, hey, this is where we're going on a bunt, and this is what we're doing here with the defense, just to make sure they're on the same page.
It was a pretty brief conversation. King now back behind the plate. And, yep, your first instinct was right there, Stephen. It was indeed to buy time. Rich Wallace is going to go get Galvan now and make a call to the bullpen for UCF as they'll try to prevent any further damage, keep this a 1-run game. 2 on and nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. UCF going to the bullpen. The Knights trying to hang on and stay in this one here in Orlando. Kevin Schoneboom on the pitch for UCF here in the top of the 7th, thrown right into the fire here. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And Matt D'Amato at the plate for Bryant. In an obvious bunting situation, Schoneboom, the right-hander out of Arlington, Texas, on for his 3rd appearance of the year. He's been excellent so far. D'Amato fouls off the first bunt, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer part of the plate, and it's 0-1. Schoneboom, last pitched on the 20th on Thursday against Missouri through a scoreless inning with a couple of strikeouts. He's gone 1 2/3 without allowing a hit. Pitched the last couple of years at Northeast Texas. The 0-1. That bunt is fair up the line, and King does well to field it. That was not going foul. Perfectly placed by D'Amato. It barely left home plate, maybe 10 feet at most from home, but it curled back fair, and King gets the sacrifice 2-3. The runners move up second and third, 1 out for Grady.
That's a great job by Dylan King behind home plate. He came out to read that ball to see if it was going to roll foul. Makes the read that it's going to stay fair, and it was. He picks it up and takes it to first base with enough time to get the out.
Now Drew Thomas, the pitching coach, out to converse strategy with Schoneboom as Grady, who is 2 for 2, having a big day at the plate with a double, a base hit, and a run scored, is coming up. Crucial spot here for UCF after they got back into this game with a 2 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Bryant now threatening here, and they have capitalized on these chances. They've only left 2 runners on base through the first 6 innings of this game. Trying to expand this 3-2 lead.
Yeah, they've had great situational at-bats this entire game. They've been fantastic at getting them on, getting them over, and getting them in.
The infield is in for UCF, as you'd expect here in a 3-2 game in the 7th inning. Second and third, 1 out. It's Medlock on third, Saul on second. Good speed on both of those players. Now the middle infield drops off. So the middle infield back towards the outfield grass. The corners are in. First pitch is fisted out towards short. It's a shallow ground ball for a 6-3. If the infield had stayed in, that would have saved the run. But they back off and concede the run, and Medlock scores. Saul moves over to third. There's 2 out, but it's 4-2 Bryant.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Rich Wallace is kicking himself a little bit over there. Hindsight's always 20/20. You back him up there after a guy has a couple of hits to not concede 2 runs on a base hit, giving him more space with the infield in. But doesn't always work out.
Well, that'll bring up Zion's the leadoff hitter, who's bunted twice. Last time was in that squeeze where he got an RBI. He struck out to lead off the game 0 for 1. Takes way down and away for ball 1. That run is tagged to Galvan. The first run he's allowed of the year on the bouncing strikeout that started this inning. The 1-0. That ball is ripped by Zion's out towards left center. Long run in the gap, but there to make the catch. In straightaway center field is Ross to retire the side. Good jump there by Diamez Ross on that fly ball. But Bryant get a run on a hit. They leave 1. And on to the bottom of the 7th. It is Bryant 4, UCF 2. Time to stretch here in Orlando. Bottom of the 7th here in Orlando. The Knights trailing 4-2 against the Bryant Bulldogs, and Jared Burrows out for a 3rd inning of work. Bottom 3rd of the order for the Knights, Cruson, Jimenez, and King. But this has been the most productive part of the lineup today for UCF. They've been on 5 out of 6 times and have scored both of the runs. Cruson 1 for 1 with a single and a hit by pitch. He scored the first run for the Knights back in the 5th inning. And the first pitch from Burrows is a breaking ball that misses well outside for ball 1.
And UCF's got to start putting some productive at-bats together if they're going to come back and win this ball game.
4-2 Bryant, bottom of the 7th. 1-0 pitch. Cruson swings and fights it foul down the left field line.
Yeah, 82-mile-an-hour changeup it looked like at the top of the zone.
There's really no or very little velocity differential between his fastball at 85 or so and then the changeup 80 to 82. 1-1 pitch. That one bounces right off the plate, 2-1. That one bounced off the plate, but it took like a normal hop.
Yeah.
Not 20 feet up the screen like the strikeout to Medlock that led to the 4th Bryant run in the top of the 7th.
Well, that's 74. The other one was 94.
Fair enough. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a grounder over 3rd and into left field for a base hit. Cruson on for a 3rd time, takes a wide turn and stops at first. Exactly what the doctor ordered, kind of a Baltimore chopper off the bat of Chase Cruson, and he's aboard to get the Knights started and bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th.
It's better to be lucky than good. I mean, that ball had no business being a hit. Wasn't hit very hard, 87 miles an hour. It only went 5 feet in the air, but chopped enough to where it takes a huge hop over the 3rd baseman's head, and he's standing on first base to start this inning off.
The BABIP Ferry was kind
exactly
to Chase Cruson, and now that's going to do it, I think, for Jared Burrows. Was a little surprised that he started this inning. Bryant had a man up the entire bottom of the 6th, and Burrows is done after 1 batter in the 7th. Bryant will have to deal with Jimenez, who has not been retired today. The Knights threatening here in the bottom of the 7th, down 4-2. Toby Scheidt is coming on to relieve Jared Burrows with Chase Cruson aboard first and nobody out for UCF in the bottom of the 7th. Bryant leading 4-2. Scheidt making his first appearance of the season, pitched in 14 games last year, has not had good results yet in his college career. Through 29 appearances in his first 2 years, a 7.27 ERA, 44 hits and 26 walks in 34 2/3 career innings for Scheidt, a junior out of Columbia, Missouri. Antonio Jimenez has singled and walked in this game. He's stolen 2 bases. He scored on a balk in the 5th inning. First pitch, fastball at 90 miles an hour, just catches the outside corner for strike 1. Scheidt appears to throw basically the same way that Burroughs did, throws a little bit harder, but very similar sort of 3/4 short arm motion, similar mix. 0-1, that fastball right down the middle, and Jimenez takes it for strike 2. That was center cut. It's got maybe even a little lower arm slot than Burroughs, almost sidearm for Toby Scheidt. He's ahead 0-2. Couple of fastballs, the pitch. Jimenez golfs it out towards right center and out from right field. Saul makes the claim and the catch for the first out.
Yeah, it's that low 3/4 slot that he's got, and it's got to have some good arm side run to it on the fastball. That one there, the slider breaking away from Jimenez, and he just pokes the bat out there and flips it into right field.
So here comes King, who walked his last time. He's also flown to center 0-1. Cruising on at first with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. The Knights trailing 4-2. First pitch, ground ball, double play ball to short. The flip to second 1. The turn, scooped not in time. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. King beats out the double play to keep the inning alive for Ross, but 2 quick outs for Scheidt.
Ball just wasn't hit hard enough to turn the double play on. And Dylan King busting out of the box, able to get there. But Bryant will take every out that they can get at this point. They're counting them down as they go.
Yeah, outs are your currency for the Knights, and they've only got 7 of them left. Ross is 0-2 with a hit by pitch. Is also grounded out and struck out. Cruson still at first after his leadoff Baltimore chopper single. First pitch on the low part of the zone for a strike. That one looked a little outside, but called a strike by Schaefer, who's had we'll say a curious zone this afternoon.
Very.
An intriguing one. Mystical, perhaps. The 0-1 pitch coming to Ross. Big cut and a miss. The fastball. 91 on the low inside part. It's 0-2. I'll tell you what, though, Scheidt is locating well.
Really good location on that fastball there at 91. Down and in. Really tough spot to hit.
0-2 to Diamez. Ross. Knights trying to keep the 7th inning alive. The pitch. Down and away. Again at 91, and Ross spits on it, 1-2. Cruising on first, 2 out. UCF down 4-2. Their undefeated start to the year in jeopardy. Of course, you're not going to win every baseball game, and they've already won the series, but love to get out of here with a sweep. 1-2 outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, missed away with the changeup there. Just stayed off the plate. See if he goes to a back foot slider here.
2-2 pitch. It's a fastball. It's roped into left field. It hangs up, though. And there to make the catch is D'Amato. That retires the side. Well, Scheidt does his job. Comes in and gets 3 straight outs, and the Knights strand the leadoff man. On to the 8th. Bryant 4, UCF 2 here in Orlando. Start of the 8th here in Orlando. It's Bryant 4, UCF 2. Noriega, D'Amico, Duran due up for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 8th against Kevin Schoneboom, who came in a tight spot in the 7th, did allow a run on a ground ball, but basically didn't do anything wrong on his end. He's looked very sharp to start his UCF career. Noriega, the best player on this Bryant team, 0 for 3, and he grounds the first pitch and ends that by singling right up the middle. 101 mile an hour off the bat. And Noriega aboard for Bryant. They have done so well in this game. 4 times they've had the leadoff man aboard through the first 7 innings. That runner has scored every time. And now a 5th leadoff runner on here in the 8th.
Well, they just get him on, they get him over, and they get him in. I mean, it's just exceptional situational hitting by the Bryant Bulldogs.
Yeah, you can tell this team is just going to demolish America East this year. They won the conference easily last season after being picked 5th. They had the most wins of any America East team in nearly a decade last year, and they look very likely to return to the NCAA tournament in 2025. D'Amico, not a guy who you'd expect to bunt. He pulls back and takes high for ball 1. Schoneboom just... that was his first hit allowed through 2 2/3 innings as a UCF Knight. 1-0 pitch. Big cut and a miss at the off-speed stuff, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, breaking ball in the outer third and just keeps breaking away from him. Ends up breaking off the plate, but he had already decided he was going to swing and swings right through.
D'Amico is 0 for 3. Hit to shortstop every time. Shows bunt this time and fouls it off 1-2. Jimenez robbed him of a hit in the first inning with a terrific diving play. Then he hit a screaming liner right to Jimenez in the 3rd inning. Grounded out more routinely his last time up in the 6th. That hit for Noriega was the first time anyone in the top third of the order has gotten on for the Bulldogs in this game. He's on first with nobody out. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Beautiful breaking pitch from Schoneboom. And D'Amico goes down swinging for the first out.
Usually it's the breaking balls down in the zone that are effective. That one's up in the zone and was still really effective.
So here's Durand, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He did walk and score back in the 2nd. Schoneboom from the stretch. First pitch. That is on the low inside corner. It looked well down from here, but they call it a strike, and it's 0-1. And Durand, who was not happy with the backwards K call the last time he was up, takes another glance back at Schaefer.
That could be why he got that call right there.
0-1. That's way down and away. No umpire anywhere is going to call that a strike, and it's 1-1.
I've had it before where you have those at-bats where, you felt like you got a ball that was called a strike on you, and you look at the umpire, you question it or say something. Next at-bat, you better be ready to swing because they don't forget.
1-1. This ball is driven deep left field towards the gap. That is going to get down and 2-hop the fence. Noriega rounding third. He's being sent along. The throw in from Jimenez is in time. What a throw! An absurd play by Antonio Jimenez. Fairly deep into left center field. Guns down Noriega at the plate.
What a play. What a relay.
The umpires are going to get together to talk about it. Schaefer called him out. If anything, King would have just barely grazed him with the tag on the way by. It didn't look like it was going to get there in time, and Jimenez just willed it there. Ryan Klosterman is certain his man was safe and got in under the tag, and now the umpires and Klosterman all gathered on the third base line to talk about it. As of now, though, it is 8-6-3, or 8-6-2, pardon, on the putout with Noriega out at the plate.
Yeah, I'm with you on the tag. It's hard to tell. It looks like they're going to take a review here. I think they're telling Klosterman, like we said last time about reviews. And last night we saw this. There's just not enough camera angles right now without TV happening. There's not enough camera angles to see all of these plays.
And the call on the field is the bar to overturn. So they have to have a clear angle that shows Noriega getting under King's tag in order to overturn this. But they are going to the replay room to have a look and see if there's enough evidence to give Bryant the 5th run, whatever it ends up being. What a relay throw that was by Antonio Jimenez.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great play out in left center field to get that ball into the middle of the field and let your athletes in the middle of the field work and make a play. I'm going to be honest. This series so far, there's been, the last 2 nights especially, there's been some close plays that have been called against Bryant that I feel like if we had more cameras, they might go the other way for them. But they go based off the call on the field, and they do their best with the angles that they have. But I do feel like it's done them a little bit of a disservice.
I was preparing to call Noriega safe.
I thought he was safe from my angle, which is not even close to a good one. But I am in the building, so I guess it is an angle.
It's not an angle that could be used on replay.
Absolutely
we'll
not.
say. But yes, it's so hard to tell, especially with the netting in front of us. But did King graze Noriega with the mitt? Noriega was by him, but King got the tag down quickly enough. Did he graze him on the jersey on the way through, or did he whiff? That's the question that.
Well, and the angles that they have are going to be from the center of the field, either center field or home plate, high home. And they're both in line with the pitcher's mound and home plate, to where that angle is going to show a swipe tag at the same time that the slide is coming in, with no angle from the side to really tell if he missed the tag or landed the tag.
Jonaboom staying loose. This review has gone a little bit longer than the one we had earlier in this game. The umpires taking their time to get this call right. And here they come. The long walk from the first base line where the replay room is, down the stairs, past the tarp, back out onto the field. And the dramatic pause as the umpire jogs back in. They've overturned it. Noriega is safe, and it's 5-2, and now Rich Wallace is barking hot as he comes out of the dugout.
I mean, he's saying the same thing that we said. How do you have an angle to make that call and overturn it on the field?
Rich Wallace is adamant about this and pointing towards the replay room.
And King's adamant that he tagged him. I mean, he's...
Yeah, King is fired up too. Schaefer's probably telling him, I called him out. But it's Lostaglio, the crew chief, who is getting into it with Wallace, and Rich Wallace is...
Wally might be just trying to get his guys going.
Yeah, he's getting his licks in here. But it's 5-2. It's officially an RBI double for Duran, who has just been phenomenal in this series. And now Bryant 5 for 5, getting the leadoff runner home when they've gotten him on base.
Yep, 5 for 5.
This was the first time they actually did it with some power.
Oh, and but that's what they can do. They could do it with some power. They could do it with the small ball, and they could do it with everything. I mean, this is a really good competitive offense.
And now Wallace, right after going back into the dugout, is going to come out of the dugout. And I think he's going to make a pitching change. Jonaboom was sort of languishing there on the mound through that whole sequence. And Wallace is not going to risk having him throw cold, and he's going to take him out of the game. So the Knights will go to the bullpen here, down 5-2, 1 out and a runner on second in the top of the 8th. James Lordeye on to make his UCF debut here with one out in the top of the 8th inning. Gavin Greger coming to the plate, hitting from the left side for Bryant, who lead 5-2 after an RBI double by Brandon Durand. Gavin Noriega originally called out at home, overturned on review. And Greger swings and misses through a breaking ball, 0-1. Lordeye out of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. He's a redshirt sophomore, spent the last 2 years at Penn State. Got into 9 games for the Nittany Lions last year at a .514 earned run average. 0-1. And the lefty throws another breaking ball high this time, 1-1.
Couple of left-on-left breaking balls to start off this at-bat.
Glance back at Durand on second. Now comes home with a 1-1. Bends away. Says he's a Mets fan growing up in Pennsylvania. That can't have been easy.
Yeah, that's a tough gig.
It's Phillies country. Sure he enjoyed Juan Soto's big home run in his Mets spring training debut yesterday. 2-1 to Greger. Little bouncer, and that comes off the press box. It's about the only way you can get a ball up towards us is if you bounce it like that.
That's the closest one I've had in 4 years.
Yeah, very nearly got into the press area there. It was to the left of us, but right towards the main area where they play the music and have the PA announcer, and hit off the top of the window. 2-2. And they're calling catcher interference, I think, on King.
Yep.
So there's a swing. It looked like it hit King in the mask, and Greger is aboard.
Yeah, it took his glove right off.
Oh, it's been a weird series. It's been a weird game.
Very.
I've seen a strikeout, bounced pitch go 20 feet up the screen. We saw a pitcher fall off the mound for a balk. A little catcher interference, and here comes Rich Wallace. There's no 3-batter minimum in college baseball. And UCF is going right back to the bullpen. So James Lordeye's college or UCF debut lasts 1 batter, and it's a catcher interference. First and second, 1 out, top of the 8th. The Knights going back to the bullpen. Isaac Williams on to pitch for the Knights. Men on first and second, one out, top of the eighth. Bryant leading 5-2, trying to break this game open. James Lordi, in his UCF debut, faced one batter. Gavin Greger, who just reached on a catcher's interference. Medlock scored the fourth run, reaching on a strikeout. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Durand on second, Greger on first. First pitch from Williams. Runners both go. The throw goes down to third on the wrong side of the bag, and everybody's safe. And then Klosterman is going after Schaefer.
He called interference.
He called interference on Medlock.
Out.
He's out, and the runners have to go back. Klosterman was fuming. Schaefer calls Medlock out, and the runners have to return.
I don't know how right that call is. I'm going to be honest with you. It didn't look like Medlock moved at all.
Well, remember, he does crowd the plate, but
here's the thing is, you have the right to the batter's box.
Yeah.
He does not have to get out of the box. He stayed in the box. Now, he might have moved his front foot back a little bit, but I'm not sure it changed the angle much from where he was standing. We've seen a lot of weird stuff this weekend.
We sure have.
I mean, you've only been here for one game. I've watched all three of these, and I've never seen half the stuff that's going on.
Have they all been like this?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Beginning of the year for the umpires, too, everybody. I mean, I was telling them to get out of here.
Yep. Medlock has not left the batter's box and finally turns around.
Well, Schaefer threatened him, if you don't get out of the box, I'll throw you out. You could read his lips. I might be 100 yards away, but I could tell what he said.
So Medlock is gone. Here's Saul, who's 2 for 2 with a run and an RBI. He had a sac fly back in the eighth, or the second, pardon. We're here in the eighth, 2 out, 2 on, 5-2 Bryant. Williams, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Jacksonville, big hard thrower. First pitch comes in at 94 and fouled back to the screen. 0-1. Williams was successful last year at JU, was a closer for part of the year for the Dolphins. Went 3-3 with a 4.56 ERA and 25 2/3 innings. Struck out more than a batter an inning. He walked 20. 0-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball, 94. Problem for Asun hitters was that he threw so hard that even when they had base runners, it was hard to square him up. He gets the jump up here to the Big 12. Making his second appearance for UCF after throwing a scoreless inning last Sunday against Siena. 0-2 pitch. Upstairs at 96. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, that's fuzz. I mean, he's throwing hard. And it looks like pitching coach Drew Thomas has got him locked into the zone a little bit more. He's been around the zone so far in his couple outings with the Knights.
Claims to have a photographic memory, Isaac Williams. It's got to come in handy. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Blew him away upstairs at 95. Williams comes in and gets the job done. Bryant strands a pair, and the Knights still in this game, but the bats have to come to life quickly here, middle of the eighth. UCF trails 5-2. Bottom of the 8th. Now or never for the UCF offense, trying to keep their undefeated start to the year alive. They've got 2, 3, and 4. Khalees, Williamson, and Bodecker due up against Toby Scheidt, who came in after Jared Burrows gave up a leadoff hit in the 7th and proceeded to shut down the Knights. Got 3 outs on 9 pitches, and that was all she wrote. Khalees, 0 for 1. Makes a fastball strike on the low inside corner. Everything low has been a strike from Schaefer so far today.
Yeah, that's not a strike for most umpires, but it's a strike today.
0-1 to Khalees. That one zips to the backstop.
I want to make it clear that it has been called both ways. Both teams have
Yes.
had that pitch called against them.
Yes.
So.
Khalees was hit by a pitch in the first, hit into a pretty crucial double play in the third, and then walked in the 5th. Took a great turn at bat in that inning against Burrows. Fouls this pitch off up the third base line, 1-2. Scheidt's got a little more oomph to him than Jared Burrows did.
Yeah, he's sitting in a 90 to 91, touch of 92. Got a little bit of velocity to him compared to a couple of the other arms that UCF has seen. I'm sure it looks a lot harder than that because of that.
1-2. And that one just inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spotted that probably right where he wanted it and could not get the called third strike. Khalees survives to see a 2-2. Scheidt to the belt. Kicks and fires. Swing and a grounder towards short. At 2 hops its way there. And Khalees is out by half a step. Zions put some mustard on the throw, and there's one away. So Scheidt has retired all 4 nights he's seen.
Couldn't take any more time than he took. I mean, that was bang-bang play at first base. Khalees has elite speed, but a great job by Zions to fire it across to get the out.
So here's Williamson, who walked in the first, but has made a couple of meek outs since. Ground out to first in the 4th, popped to third for the final out of the 5th inning. With runners on 2nd and 3rd, he takes down and in for ball 1 on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Scheidt to the belt, deals. Ground ball right back to shortstop. This one hit a little bit harder. Zions with plenty of time throws out Williamson for the 2nd out.
Yeah, good pitch. Fastball down in the zone. Got in on Williamson a little bit. He jam shot the shortstop. Still hit really well. Zion's able to make a play for the 2nd out.
They'll bring up Bodecker, who has not had his best days. Grounded into a double play, flown to center twice. 0 for 3. The bright red aluminum bat standing in the left-hand batter's box. Open stance for the big fella. First pitch coming from Scheidt. Swing and a foul over the left side, 0-1.
Yeah, 92-mile-an-hour fastball there. Center cut right down Broadway. And Bodecker late on it, fouls it down left field.
Schaefer going to grant Bodecker time here.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, Lex was being held up there by the umpire. But we're all good to go. Scheidt to the belt on 0-1. Pitch. Swing and a grounder towards short. Backhand by Zions. He's up with it. Throws low. Safe. Bodecker beats it out. D'Amico made the scoop, but Zions had a little double clutch as he went in on that and cannot get the trio of 6 threes. Bodecker on with an infield hit.
Yeah, they're going to review this here. I mean, it's a bang-bang play at first base. Bodecker coming out of left-handed batter's box has already got a step that right-handers don't. And he's a good athlete, running really well down the line. I have no idea from my angle whether or not he's out or safe.
No, I'm with you. We're at the mercy of whatever the result is as the umpires are climbing the stairs now, heading into the replay booth. 3rd review of the day. Bryant hoping that the inning comes to an end right here. Zach Zion's called into action 3 times in a row. Got the first 2, but on the field did not get the third. We'll see if that changes on replay. Two out in the 8th. Bryant up 5-2. The Knights desperate to get anything going. Counting Bodecker getting an infield hit here. They've only got 4 hits on the day, and that 4th one might be about to be wiped off. They've left 5 base runners. A lot of walks and hit by pitches, especially from the starter, Clay Robbins. There's been 4 walks by Bryant pitching, 3 hit batters, all Robbins. They've hit the 2 double plays. They've had a caught stealing. The umpires took that one pretty quickly. Here they come back out of the replay booth. A.J. Lostaglio, the crew chief, leading the way.
The little replay that I saw, he looks like he's safe.
And they've confirmed that. So it is an infield hit for Bodecker. Now we will see Edion Espinal, who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and an infield pop out. Batting from the left side to try and pick up where he started his UCF career, on base 7 of his first 9 times coming into today. Trying to get Prives to the plate as the tying run. First pitch to Espinal. Swing and a line drive, base hit left field. Bodecker on at second. Espinal comes through with a line shot, 101 off the bat. And the Knights will get Prives to the plate as the tying run. And it looks like they're going to pinch hit. And Prives sent back to the dugout. Andrew Sundin, maybe the most powerful bat on this UCF roster, did not start this game, being sent to the dish.
Yeah, Sundin having the day off after catching yesterday. As you said, tying run now at the plate. One swing of the bat away. UCF trying to string something together here. Got 2 outs.
Sundin a year ago hit .278 with 6 home runs in 39 games. Big power from that right side, and I think Bryant is going to counter with a pitching change. Tim Cronin out of the dugout. They haven't signaled down yet, but somebody's waving to the bullpen on the Bryant dugout. Here comes Duran, the catcher, to join the conference. Could just be a strategy meeting to discuss the pinch hitter.
Yeah, it could be just a scouting report. Hey, this is what this guy likes. This is how we're going to pitch him. Everybody on the same page, and let's try to get the third out of this inning.
Bryant has had a right-hander warming since the start of the inning, but they are going to leave Scheit in to face Sundin, who is the tying run. First and second, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. 5-2, Bryant in the lead. Back-to-back 2-out hits for Bodecker and Espinal to put the Knights in a spot where they can try to mount a comeback. Love that rip from Espinal on the first pitch.
Yeah, that's what he's really good at. It's just line drives through the infield. Just handles the bat extremely well, especially backside line drives.
Sundin, the senior, a career Knight out of Lakeland. On to try and, if nothing else, get the Knights a little closer. He can tie this game with a home run. Scheit from the belt to look back at second where Bodecker is standing. Now the pitch is on the low part of the zone for a strike. Sundin, for his career, a .326 hitter with 27 homers. He had a massive 2023 when he hit 16 home runs in 52 games. This pitch is roped out towards right field. That'll fall for a base hit. Bodecker being waved around third. He will score. Espinal goes first to third. Sundin with an RBI single as a pinch hitter. It's 5-3.
Yeah, the sides go off speed. First pitch or second pitch here, and next thing you know, Sundin just serves it out in the right field for an easy base hit and an RBI, and he's going to be pinch run for. They're going to lift him
Charlie Saul was playing almost against the wall. He was basically on the warning track in right field and had no chance to get to that. Alex Rodriguez, the true freshman with a great baseball name, is going to run for Sundin.
Well, the reason why Saul's playing that far back is because he can't get beat over his head. If he gets beat over his head, he gives up 2 runs and gives UCF right back in this ball game more so than they already are.
And Rodriguez is the pinch runner on at first. He is the tying run. Cruzen, who's 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch at the plate. First pitch from Scheidt. One misses. Ball 1. 92 miles an hour from Scheidt, who was cruising until Bodecker beat out that soft ground ball to the left side. That got the whole thing started. 3 straight singles for the Knights. First and third, 2 out. Pitch. Swing. Bouncing ground ball up the middle. Zions is there. Throws to first. Stretch by D'Amico. It's in time. Side retired. The Knights get 1 back on the RBI single by Sundin on 3 hits, no errors. They do leave 2. We go to the 9th. Bryant 5, UCF 3. The Knights with 3 outs left to try and keep their unbeaten season alive. Isaac Williams on for the top of the 9th for UCF. 5-3 Bryant with Matt D'Amato coming to the plate. D'Amato has bunted twice, grounded to first 0 for 1. The first pitch from the hard-throwing Williams is well inside at 95 miles an hour. That'll make a hitter think twice.
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, way inside there.
Williams got the last 2 outs of the 8th, one on a controversial interference call on a stolen base attempt. The other is swinging strikeout. D'Amato, Grady, Zions due up for the Bulldogs. UCF will try to keep the deficit to 2. This is a good start. Rolled over ground ball to first. Williams covers the bag. 3-1 on the putout, and 1 away in the top of the 9th.
95 off the hands. Able to get the barrel around on it, but doesn't hit it very hard. Bodecker able to field it and flip to first for the first out.
There comes Grady, 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Top of the 7th, UCF had second and third, 1 out, or Bryant did. UCF had the infield in, then backed off the middle infielders, and Grady hit a slow roller to short. They would have been able to keep the run from scoring, and they left the infield in. Swinging a pop fly on the first pitch. Bodecker towards the wall. Hasroom makes the catch, 2 out. And Williams cruising, 2 outs on 3 pitches here in the top of the 9th. The Zions comes to the plate.
Yeah, it's a really nice play by Bodecker to find the fence and make that catch over there. Former outfielder, played a lot of outfield his freshman year. Pop-ups are usually pretty easy for him.
So here's Zions, who's 0 for 2 with 2 bunts, including an RBI safety squeeze back in the 5th inning. 5-3 Bryant, 2 out, nobody on in the ninth. Williams trying to keep this a 2-run deficit for the Knights in the bottom of the inning. First pitch. Fastball at 97. Certainly looked like a strike, but called a ball.
Home plate umpire got fooled by the velocity.
I mean, that was not even really close to being a ball. 1-0. That pitch is down and off the plate, 2-0. Bryant trying to steal one here on the last day of the series. They've got a home game scheduled for Tuesday against Merrimack, and actually got a fairly seasonable weather forecast. 52 degrees for that game on Tuesday. Here's a pop-up foul over the screen on the left side. We'll do another. It's 2-1.
It's not a weather forecast I'd be looking forward to, but hey, I mean, when you're in the Northeast, you'll take it.
Well, by the weekend, it's supposed to get down into the mid-30s in Smithfield, Rhode Island, so I think they'll take that. They're in Delaware next weekend. 2-1. Swing and a foul over the screen again. On the left-hand side, it's 2-2. The Knights, meanwhile, have a Tuesday night home game against FAU here in Orlando, and then they go to Tampa for 3 against USF. And they're back here next Tuesday night, March 4th, against University of Florida. 2-2. Zions takes. That's a ball inside. That was off the plate, but the crowd wanted that strike 3. Instead, it's 3-2. Yeah. 97 again from Williams.
Just off the plate there at 97. I mean, when it zips in there that fast, if it's near the plate, you feel like it's a strike.
Zion sits pretty far back in the batter's box, too. Payoff pitch. And that one hit him.
Little slider just rides right into him.
So Zion's aboard with 2 out for Noriega. 1 for 4, singled and scored the 5th run for Bryant back in the 8th. Was originally called out at home plate, trying to score from first on a double, and was ruled safe on review. Zion's great speed over at first. First pitch from Williams. Noriega pops it up foul over the screen. 0-1.
Zions has the green light to run at all times. Good speed, like you said. He flinched there. Going to try to get in scoring position here if he can for Noriega.
Bryant would love an insurance run here. UCF will have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the bottom of the 9th. 0-1. Williams misses down and away, 95 miles an hour, a ball and a strike. Williams, the JU transfer with 3 years of eligibility, could be a big piece in the back end of this bullpen if they can further refine that command. 1-1. Ripped back to the screen by Noriega, 1-2.
Another good fastball there at 96 toward the top of the zone. Noriega tried to catch up to it, fouls it straight back. He's on it, though. I mean, he had it timed up pretty good.
Huge hole on the right side here with Espinal just a few steps to the right of second. 1-2 to Noriega. Line shot foul down the left field line. Again, fighting it off at 96. We'll do another 1-2. Isaac Williams trying to keep the deficit to 2 for the Knights. Top of the 9th, 2 out, runner aboard first. 5-3 Bryant. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew him away at 96. This time, Noriega goes right through it. Williams with a strikeout to work around the hit batter. It'll be Bryant 5, UCF 3. Going to the bottom of the 9th. The Knights looking to rally. UCF Knights with 8-9-1, due up in the bottom of the ninth, trying to rally from a 2-run deficit. Bryant up 5-3. The Knights trying to avoid their first loss of the season. On to pitch the ninth for Bryant, Liam Chamberlain making his Division I debut. Pitched last season for UConn Avery Point, a Division II junior college, where he was utterly dominant through 3 complete games in 9 starts. Went 4-1 with an ERA just over 3. Went at least 5 innings in all 9 of his starts. Takes a big jump up, though, from a D2 JUCO to Division I, and now trying to pick up a save in his Bryant debut. First pitch, strike. Looked to be outside to Antonio Jimenez, but called a strike, and it's 0-1. Jimenez 1 for 2 with a base hit, a walk, stolen 2 bases, scored a run today. He takes outside this time, called a ball, 1-1. Evan Weston, Stephen Branca here for the bottom of the ninth. UCF looking to rally. 1-1 from Chamberlain. That one also away. 2-1.
Chamberlain trying to live away with the fastball, anywhere between 89 and 91 so far.
That thing's got some real run to it. 2-1. Again away, and this one down as well. It's 3 balls and a strike.
And misses down there. Hitters count here for Jimenez. UCF needs a leadoff man on.
The
badly.
absolute last thing you want to do if you're Chamberlain is walk Jimenez as the leadoff batter. I wonder if Jimenez will take a conservative approach here. Flew to right as last time. 3-1. He swings and drives it straight to shortstop. It eats up Zion's. He recovers and throws in time for the first out. Little bit of a bobble at shortstop there for Zion's, but he recovered with the bare hand, made a sharp throw to get Jimenez.
Yeah, that ball's a rocket off the bat. Jimenez just hammers it on a one-hop to Zion's at short. Zion's able to knock it down and recover it cleanly and make a nice throw.
A big first out on a 3-1 pitch for Chamberlain. Toby Scheidt goes 2 innings, gives up a run on 3 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out none. Brooks I in line for the win for Bryant. First pitch to King. No, pardon, there's going to be a pinch hitter here, and we kind of expected this. Kendry Maduro hitting for King here. Maduro getting the day off at third base. Big time prospect for UCF, off to a good start to the year. Takes a breaking ball off the plate, 1-1. One pitch, popped foul over the screen, 1-2. Maduro 6 out of 15 with a home run to start his UCF career. Played his last 2 years at Northwest Florida State College, where he had an OPS over 1,000 last season, 55 games. Pitch, way upstairs, 2-2. Maduro's been the everyday third baseman, a top-class defender. Not really from a baseball hotbed either. He's from Aruba. 2-2. That one is high at 91. That's as hard as we've seen Chamberlain throw in this 9th inning. It's 3-2.
Yeah, way up there at 91 to make this a full count for Maduro.
Payoff pitch. Maduro strikes out swinging. Chamberlain blew him away with a fastball, and the Knights are down to their final out.
Yeah, good fastball there at the top of the zone. Maduro coming off the bench. Always tough to pinch hit in these type of situations, especially when a guy's throwing 90+. And a good one right there.
So here's Ross, who's 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch. Flew to left his last time. He is the last hope here for UCF. They did score a run with a 2-out rally in the 8th. Need 2 here in the 9th. First pitch. Ross takes a fastball strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, pretty good pitch there on the inside part.
The 0-1. Swing and a foul ball back to the screen. Another fastball at 91, right on the inside corner from Chamberlain, and now the Knights are down to their final strike.
It's almost the same exact spot as the last pitch. I mean, dotted up, same spot.
Chamberlain, 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, that one at 93. reached back for a little bit extra, trying to end the game right there.
Well, a little warm weather for the Northeast guys. I mean, feeling pretty good out there.
Nice and loose. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chamberlain with a terrific ninth inning in his D1 debut picks up a save. And UCF's undefeated start to the year ends at 7 games. The Knights do win the series 2-1, but Bryant takes the Sunday getaway game by a final score of 5-3.
Yeah, really well played ball game by Bryant today. I mean, no errors on the board. Situational hitting was unbelievable, and they just pitched it really well at the same time. I mean, kept these UCF hitters at bay, kept them uncomfortable, mixed really well, pounded the zone with strikes. I mean, it was a great effort by Bryant.
Final lines for the Bulldogs: 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 6. UCF 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. They left 7. Brooks I gets the win for the Bulldogs. Grant Siegel tagged with the L for UCF. And Chamberlain, in his Division I debut for the Bryant Bulldogs, picks up the save. All right, Stephen, it'll be UCF and Florida Atlantic at 6 o'clock on Tuesday night, as the Knights will look to bounce back from their first loss of 2025. It was a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, it was a blast, man.
Great to have a beautiful ball game here, and shame the Knights couldn't pull it off, but we know this is a very good team. You're never going to win every single game of every season.
Yeah, it's still early, and both these teams look like teams that'll end up in regionals around the country somewhere. So keeping an eye out for these guys, and they're going to both have really great seasons, I feel like.
All right, that'll do it for us here today at John Euliano Park. Good timing as UCF basketball against Utah about to get underway over at Addition Financial Arena next door. And take a listen to Mark Daniels and the crew on the call for that one. For Stephen Branca and all of us here at UCF Athletics, my name's Evan Weston signing off. Thank you for joining us on UCF YouTube Live this afternoon. The Knights drop the series finale 5-3 against Bryant. You've been listening to UCF Baseball.